Oi, oi, every single one of you. It's Monday. It's a bit of miserable Monday. And if it sounds like Call of Duty in the background, it's because it's Diwali and I'm very close to an Asian community and they do it proper here, man. They do it proper. So every single one of you, happy Diwali, of course. And apologies, we're not in Call of Duty. We haven't time-lapsed World War II. It's fine. Calm down. So here, to stabilise the old war zone here, we've got DJB to my right. How are you doing, brother?
All good, man. All good. Yeah, just keeping one eye on the West Ham game and poor from the home team at the moment. But yeah, all good. We got the win on. Got the win at the weekend. Top of the league. Liverpool lost. City are sort of, in the on the up. Yeah, so top of the league ain't brilliant. It's not pretty. Not getting overexcited. But I'd rather be not excited and top of the league, if you know what I mean. So, big up, my friend.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, always a pleasure. Come on, man. And of course, below you is our brother Shane from the full Irish. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Can't complain. Missus is away for a week with the brother and mother-in-law back to Spain. So, just me and the kids here chilling. Yeah, got a busy with work. Which is always a good thing, and yeah, looking forward to the show, man. Looking forward to the show.
Yeah, to be fair, you're double busy, man. Every time I'm work, I'm seeing Shane's live popping up all over the place, man. So you've been double grafting, in you, and all the bloody power to you, my friend. And of course, to your left, we've got a wonderful Normski. How are you doing, my friend?
All right, man. I'm good.
How's the Matrix been all weekend, Norms?
Yeah. Listen, it's been a bad weekend. I'm not gonna lie. I was at a 40th anniversary. I double booked. Lucky enough, my sister rang me and said, "Oh, I was meant to go. We had a cultural evening on, and I was meant to be going to that." Not realizing that we thought the 40th anniversary was in November, so it wouldn't have gone down well because they really prepared for us and everything like that. So I was out celebrating 40th anniversary, danced my legs off, so I've lost a little bit of weight.
There he is.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But
some extra dancing after our 1-0 win, Norms.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie because I did secretly have the phone on underneath the table watching.
Was
so it was kind of like yeah.
Was you break dancing with your Adidas top on, or was you daddy dancing?
Yeah, man. But Tashini and everything, Sergio Tashini, everything, mate. I was break dancing.
What's that song?
My Farrah's waffle suit, everything. I had them all on.
What's that song where they done the what was it? Straight from the top of my tongue. What was them two where they both of them break dancing and doing that? What was that song? I just imagine Normski with the old head spin now, with the old legs in there.
I did used to walk around with a light.
Was it Axel F?
I had my own personal lino. I had my own personal lino.
Yeah, you brought your own, didn't it? Yeah, with the Normski TV thing, just flattened it down.
Do the helicopter. Do the old helicopter.
I bet them moves were moving, Norms. I'm not gonna lie, mate.
I used to do a little bit of body popping and all that.
I mean, that was more Peter Crouch than anything, but I'm sure you had it back in your time, Norms.
Yeah. Right, I was a little bit of a dancer. I'm not gonna lie.
I can get it. Come on, don't use past tense, Norms. We all know you absolutely destroyed that.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I did have a little bit of a boogie, bit of a shake of a leg. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Why not? A couple of drinky poos.
I'm not really a drinker, so I just had not a couple, just one or two. You know what I mean? But I'm not one of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, it's all good. And Arsenal winning, ugly win, but it's a win at the end of the day. But I'm sure we're gonna go into it and talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's not really sustainable. But we'll go into it.
Oh yeah, and of course we absolutely will. And I'll kick us off. So of course it's one of them things where we're 8 games in. For some reason we're 3 points ahead. We haven't looked like we're a team that's capable of being 3 points ahead. But do you know what? Like what you said, Norms. Who cares? We are. And do you know what's sort of funny here? Yeah. And I wanted to sort of start off with this, right? And then I want to get the boys. Do you know what's funny, right? Because last season, we all said Arsenal, Man City, Arsenal, Manchester City. That's it. That's who's going to be fighting for the title. Do you know what happened? Liverpool came walking in, didn't they? And went, do you know what? We're going to have this fucking title. We're going to take this title. And wouldn't it be so bloody Arsenal? Wouldn't it be so bloody Mikel Arteta if everyone's saying this season, yeah, it's going to be Arsenal and Liverpool, Arsenal and Liverpool, Arsenal and Liverpool, and Manchester City come in and just nick this title off of us?
Oh, don't.
Can see it happening, mate.
I
Can
didn't
see it
say that.
happening.
You can just
Yeah.
see it.
I said City would win the league in the summer. I said City would win the league.
You and your crystal ball, Shane, honestly. I don't know what's happening over in Ireland. But you and
I think we
that
need to-
City.
fucking ball.
Every stream I was on, I called City, and I said,
We need
Haaland
to
will get
smash
the
that. We need to smash that crystal ball.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that
I
needs
did
to
say
go,
Arsenal would
mate.
finish 5th as well, though, so you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, well, both can still
Only early,
technically
Shane.
happen.
It's only
So
early.
fuck that crystal ball. Yeah, that needs to go, mate. Someone needs to go. Mrs. Gooner, if you're listening away, go home, find that, and lob it as far as you bloody can. Get it out your house.
She loves my crystal balls. She
Get it,
loves
get
them.
Don't know
Oh,
where you get
both
time,
of them.
Shane.
Yeah, Mrs. Gooner, throw it out the 48-acre land, please. Throw it out the 48 acres. Drive it a mile down off your under. Just that's it. Drive 20 minutes outside your land, because we all know you've got acres and acres of land.
I could just see Shane diving off a cliff and just saving that crystal ball.
No, slow motion. Yeah, but if that's going to go, I'm going to go with it. But yeah, look, it wouldn't just be so Arsenal, and all of this has fueled an absolute frustration of mine because whilst I am happy, I'm happy. Of course, I am after 8 games, after 5 games, but after 8 games, if you told me that Arsenal would be 3 points clear of Man City, 4 against Liverpool, I think all of us would have chewed everyone's arm off because I just think we would have. But this is the tag that now we're getting, and it frustrates me, and it dents almost my ability to sort of be proud of where we are, albeit, yeah, there are definite flaws in there. I'm very happy where we are, believe it or not. But we're now favourites all of a sudden. Everyone's now saying, oh, that's it, it's Arsenal to lose. Oh, Arsenal are the best team in England. Oh, this and all of that. Blah, 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 blah. We've all seen it before. What people don't fail to realise is that if you include the 8 games of this season, we've played 160 games for our side to have. Yeah, we bottled it against Tottenham. We bottled it against Man City. We bottled it against Man City. We bottled it against Liverpool. But because we played 8 games this season, of course we're going to win the league again. We've seen us bottle the top 4 race whilst being ahead of Tottenham. We've seen us bottle the Man City race while we're 8 points ahead of them. We've also been behind against 2 teams and still finished behind Manchester City. And we basically was just shit last season. Let's just get that absolutely right. Why on earth do people think that to convince us it's going to take 8 games of being top of the league? Arsenal are favourites. DJB, are Arsenal favourites?
Well, the only reason why everyone's getting carried away is because they keep putting out the narrative of we've got this absolute wonderful, brilliant squad and it's the best we've had since Highbury days and this and that and the other. And while you keep buttering up the squad and making it out as if it's some sort of like fantastic team and squad, the fact of the matter is most of the players that are in that squad haven't won anything. So until they do, the questions have got to be out there. Look, at the end of the day, Liverpool are kind of having a rocky patch, which they'll come back. I'm sure they will. Man City are kind of getting their act together. While you got Haaland and then you got Foden coming back into form as well, which is going to make it interesting. At the end of the day, Aaron, we're top of the league through our defensive duties, not our attacking. It's the defence that's really made us top of the league. So if you was to take one of those defenders out, then you'll start to see some of the problems come back. Because going forward, questions have got to be asked. Because Gyökeres doesn't look at it. Eze has not really found his feet. We still haven't got a left winger or a left-sided midfield player. So all the question marks are still there. But at the end of the day, we are top of the league. We have taken, we have sort of taken our chance, if you like, with Liverpool dropping off, which is something that we haven't done in previous seasons. So, look, while we're top, let's enjoy it, but let's just keep our feet on the floor, because there's a long, long way to go yet. And at the end of the day, it's all okay whilst we've got the Gabriels and the Saliba and the Timbers fit. Calafiori at the moment, who's still not, in my eyes, been tested defensively yet with the teams we've played. So I still think there's question marks over him defensively. But on the whole, he's done okay. He's looked all right. And we look harder to beat with those four at the back. But as I said to you before, if there's a dent in that defensive lineup, then I'm a little bit worried going forward attacking wise, because we're still relying on goals from set plays. We're still relying on goals from corners. We're not really setting stadiums alight with brilliant play and fantastic attacking, free-flowing football yet. Can you sustain that throughout the season? You can't. You can't. You just can't do it. I've seen Arsenal teams that have had fantastic defences in the past, but they've always had an outlet. They've always had a Paul Merson. They've had an Alan Smith. They've also had people that can score goals at any time. So at the moment, we haven't got that. So we are relying on our defence, and we are relying on set plays. And that's okay at the moment. We're getting away with it because results are going our way. But come January, February, can we still play like that? I don't think we can. I don't think
DJB, can I interject on something you said there? So I want to ask you a question while it's fresh in my head. 8 games gone, 3 conceded. Can this defence win us the league?
It can. Well, a defence will help to win the league, but you've still got to have all the other. You've still got to have all the departments chipping in as well. You can't. Eventually, your luck's going to run out with a corner or a free kick that goes in. I mean, look at the corner on against Fulham. Come on, man. I mean, it's flicked on. It's hit him on the knee. He ain't even known anything about it. That to me is not creative football. That is just something that's hit the back of the net at the right time. Right. Otherwise, that's 0-0. Defensively, we might not get beat, but we're not going to win a lot of games. And if we draw too many games, then we know what happens, because it happened last season and it's happened in the past. So, defensively, you'll be in the race, but overall, you won't win it. You do need
just with that alone.
You do need to have that attacking threat as well. And we just, my opinion, we haven't got it. Gyökeres looks bang average. Eze looks like the Arteta Eze that we knew he'd probably turn him into. The left side is still non-existent in my book. You get little flicky moments of Trossard. It's a flick of a coin who plays Martinelli or Trossard. And that's where I'm at the moment. But, I'm happy. Of course I'm happy, but not excited.
Yeah, no, to be fair, before I bring Shane in, I think you've got a right to be, That's the sort of thing with us at the minute. We're not going to get carried away, because as I'd sort of displayed earlier when I said it when I started, we've seen 2 sides of the coins of Mikel Arteta being a chaser, hunting, and we've also seen him being the hunted. And he's failed twice on both occasions. 3 of them being for the Premier League title and 1 of them being for 4th place. So after 8 games, it's such a tiny bite size to start, getting a little tank going on in your pants and thinking that we're going to win it. Do you know what I mean? It's just not enough yet. No. So the favourites is bonkers to me. Now I don't know. I might be saying this. Shane, you might know a little bit more than me about looking in the bookies or whatever. Maybe the bookies are making us favourites, but they've got to make someone favourites at this sort of stage, right? But we're not favourites, are we? Surely not. If you look at it logically and back it over the last 4 or 5 years, how can we, man?
No, because if you stack the managers up, for me, between Slot and Guardiola, and then Arteta does a 7-8 point swing for me. That where they'll win points and he'll lose points. the bookies with Arsenal are always closer to favourites than they should be because Arsenal fans bet on mass. No matter what odds they put on Arsenal, they'll bet on them to win it because they always say that. And no offence, but they do it with England as well in the bookies for World Cups. They're always like third favourites because they know English people we're going to win it this year. It's our year.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. But for me, it's funny. It's really funny because, you know, I put something up there the other day after Liverpool slipped up yesterday, and I said, you know, he has to win it now. You know, Arteta has to win it now. He's got all the tools. I didn't word it that way, but it's all goes. He has all the tools. He's been given everything. Liverpool are staggering. If he doesn't win it now, he should be gone. And all of the fucking guys who have been telling me that we have the best defense, the best goalkeeper, the best midfielder, the best winger, the best manager, all I've gotten en masse is you fucking idiot. It's only 8 games. What do you mean if he throws it away from here? Blah, 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 blah. These are the ones telling me we're the best team in the league. These are the ones telling me we're going to win it, right? And the funny thing is with these guys, all summer, you see it every summer. They're so mouthy. We best summer, we best transfer window. We're going to win the lot. We're going to win the lot. We're going to win the lot. When it looks like, oh shit, we might actually have a chance, the arse comes out of their trousers every single time. Because no matter how much they praise this manager, there's a part of them that knows, the part that they bury that knows that this guy is a bottler. And so when it's put in front of them like that, they shit themselves. They go, oh no, oh here we go, right? They can big it up all they want. They can say, oh, Fulham didn't have a shot on target, and West Ham didn't have a shot on target, and Fulham had the better of the first half. And just because 3 or 4 of the shots spun over the bar or spun wide, they had the much better of the first half. As DJB said, it came off Trossard's knee and went in, and he had been diabolical for the whole match before that. Started yet again. And if you look at our team, we know Havertz is going back in up front when he comes back, right? We know that. He's going back in up front. He will go with either Martinelli or Trossard out to the left. He'll go with Saka out to right. This is fully fit team now. He'll go with Rice, Odegaard, Zubimendi, the same back 5, and the goalkeeper. That means that the only difference from our team, our fully fit team from last year and the year before, will be Zubimendi in for Partey, and he's not even as good as Partey. So we will be going fully fit team with a first team that has failed to win over the last few years. And everybody's going on about the squad depth. It doesn't matter. And if you take, I call them the famous 5, right? Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Rice, Saka, our most important players. I'd say the 5 of them are our most important players, right? If Rice goes missing, the midfield falls apart. When Saka's not playing, the front line falls apart. And if Timber's out, White is ruined. We've been saying it all summer. He's done. His career's over. If Gabriel or Saliba's out, we're done, right? They're their 5 most important players. All 5 of them played 99 minutes against Fulham. All 5 of them will play the full match tomorrow night. Guaranteed. And all 5 of them will start against Palace. Right? So they are going to start dropping. Our most important players, the ones that need to be rotated the most, are the only ones he doesn't rotate. Because this guy is a lunatic. So if Rice goes down injured for more than 2-3 weeks, our season's done. Because he's holding it together for Zubimendi, he's holding it together for everybody else on the pitch, and he's having to do twice as much running. So this bollocks of, you know, they'll happily tell you that, oh, we're going to win the league. But when the so-called negative fan says, right, okay, I'm with you, right, we should win the league now. They fly off the handle. How dare you? You know, you can't do that. It's too much pressure, blah, 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 blah. So deep down, they know. They know that this guy is going to trip up. We've seen it. I keep getting told, stop talking about the past. And I'll finish on this. I've said it before. You say quite often, Aaron, the last 19 tournaments, this guy has lost, right? Don't care about second, don't care about semi-finals. He's lost 19 tournaments, right? So if you were a betting man and you bet on the horses and you check the form guide, and you see, oh, well, this horse hasn't won in 19 races. You're not betting on him. You're not betting on the horse because it's there. The record shows. So for me, I'm taking Views' opinion. Sit back, watch it unfold. Hit me with all your abuse. Tell me to go hang myself, whatever it is, because you don't agree with my football opinions. But I'll play it out. And people keep telling me, what are you going to do if he wins? Celebrate, you dick. What do you think I'll do? If my team has won the league, unlike these guys. Unlike these guys, I support the team, not the manager. So we'll let it play out. But for me, to have us as favourites is crazy. City are... And I wanted to ask you this, actually, Aaron. Do you see us... Who do you think is more likely to rattle off 10 wins in a row out of the 3 teams? I mean, I think we'd be the least. But we've got 4 in a row now, I think. But we'll slip up somewhere in those. We'll slip up somewhere in those.
I think it's only 3 because I think it was the City draw, wasn't it? And then Newcastle.
Sorry, yeah. So 3,
yeah. Unbeaten for but yeah, it's definitely the 3 wins. Yeah, look, do you know what? Do you know what as well? Oh, 100%. And do you know why we say that? For the same hysterical thing we don't think Arsenal will do, because historically City have. Maybe last season. And to be fair, at the end of last season, they put a run together. It was we all just knew at the time they put that run together they weren't going to win it. But how many times have we seen Manchester City over the last 5 or 6 years, in almost all of the seasons, become a totally different animal? Soon as it starts getting to January, February, they're going, how many games have we got? All right, 16. Yeah, we'll win 14 of them and draw 1. Almost on the cards. How often have we seen that? We've seen it year on year on. And okay, people might say it's a different team, this and all of that. They've got that in their locker. Let's just get that absolutely right. And do you know what? Do you know the only thing I would say that would counter that, Shane, is if Haaland got injured for a sustainable amount of time. Now, it also depends. If he was injured for 3 or 4 games and the right fixtures fell, maybe not so much. I think this season, specifically, you know, they had a little bit of a wobble with Rodri out last year, but Haaland is on such form, and the goals he are scoring are their points. It's not just goals by community. It's not just the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We know it hasn't always been the case with Haaland anyway. Manchester City will be right up there, and they will win consecutive football matches on a large scale if that man is mostly fit for the season. They will be right there.
How often is he injured? 1. Number 2, Marmoush is set
really
to come
often.
back. And number 3, if he is fit, if he is still fit come January or not, City will sign a striker in January. They'll sign a striker in January, a backup striker. You can I just say maybe someone in their 30s, but they'll sign someone.
Sorry, Shane, but can I just come in before Norski comes in? The fact of the matter is we know how this manager performs under pressure, and he will come under pressure at some point this season. Whether it's in January, February, or March, he will come under pressure at some point this season, and that might be an injured to Timber. It might be an injury to Saliba. It might be a suspension. Rice might be injured. Yeah. It'll be something. Yep. But there will be a point in time when reality hits home where this manager's thinking, shit, I'm top of the league. I'm 5 points clear. I've got like 6, 7 games to go. And it will come to a point where this manager is tested. And we all know because the evidence is there. PSG, Newcastle semi-final, Man United, Europa Leagues, 8 points clear in the Premiership. All the evidence is there. So we all know that, you know, at some point he's going to come under pressure. So I hope he's learned. I hope he's learned from his mistakes. But this is what I'm saying. At the moment, let's just see where we are in January. I'm not really looking at the league table too much until January, and then I'll see where we are.
Yeah. Now you've got to put the lid on it. But do you know what as well? I don't know how the beautiful Miss Normsky as well feels about this. But you know what I've seen with Liverpool is their fans are rattled. Goal by Brentford, by the way.
2-0.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it was coming, by the way.
I mean, I've got to be honest, guys. I've got to be honest. We're picking bones, but I'm telling you now, if you're a West Ham fan, you're in a dark place.
Yeah. Do you know what?
You're in a dark place.
I don't know if he is, but big up to James from E20 Zone TV. Don't know if he's watching. Brother, this should have been 5 or 6. This should have been 5 or 6 to Brentford. Seriously. Yeah. Tony as well from Hammersmith.
Yeah, honestly.
And Dad, you know, you've been a helmet.
Aaron, the stadium was emptying out in the 50th minute.
Yeah,
and there was only one down.
Wow.
Yeah. It's that. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the game. DJB was telling me they've taken a pasting, and since I've had it on, they've taken a pasting. They really
Bowen's got to leave that. Bowen's got to leave that football club if he wants to save his career.
Yeah. No, that's a big shout. Yeah, that's a big shout. But yeah, just coming back to Norms, obviously. Liverpool and their fans, they're feeling some form of pressure, aren't they, Norms? Right, and And I can say that because I was streaming with Hassam last Tuesday, on the Football Terrace, and Hassam was coming on. They had to merge the shows. And the first time I streamed with him before, and I'd listened to him, I think he's all right. And in the words of Roy Keane, he was being a big baby. He was just being a big baby. He was being such a baby. And I told him, I was like, you're being such a fucking baby. And I said to him, I was like, someone's took the jam out of your donut, and I don't really know why. You've gone on, right? And he didn't like it on stream because I don't really think he's used to being called out by someone. And he probably don't know who I am because in the YouTube sphere, I am no one. Do you know what I mean? He's probably sat there, who's this fucking cheeky wanker? Do you know what I mean? I was like, well, you've given it all to Barry McGuigan, right? All summer. The absolute Barry. And rightly so, by the way. They're your champions. Rightly so. Of course you would. I would be if we were champions next summer. I'll be giving it large and in charge. And then they've spent 400 plus million. And not only that, they've signed some of the best talent Europe's got to offer. Yeah, that's inarguable. Fantastic. But all of a sudden, after just 3 little weeks, you can't criticise them because they're so upset. Like, what are we bloody doing here? Why are you being such babies? 2 questions, Norms. I want you, because it's a little bit tricky when you're going sort of third and everyone's made some good points. So I wanted to throw another point on you. Our Arsenal favourites and our Liverpool just being a little bit bitchy about where they are. Do they need to stop being little babies and just grow up? They're the champions defending their titles. They've only had a 3-game wobble. How do you see it all unfolding, my friend?
Well, obviously, if nobody knows in the chat, my wife is a massive Liverpool supporter, so it was quite tense in the house. But she did when I'm having a conversation with her regarding Liverpool. I sort of had the conversation. I was sort of saying, listen, look, everybody was saying that Man United are going to get smashed 4-1, 5-1, and that, and I'll say, you know what? It would be just typical of Amrin. And I didn't think he was going to go there and get a win. So big up to Amrin and back-to-back wins against probably one of the worst Man United sides in the history of Man United in terms of his win percentages. And I sort of said, well, listen, he could probably go there and go and scam a draw or whatever. But to be fair, the way they play football, Slotter's been a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Picky and a bit bitchy about, when it comes to them losing the game, because you're saying, all Man United did was play long balls. Now, I was watching the game and, mate, they were either countering them, they were closing them down. Liverpool didn't look like they were at the races. I mean, you saw that because after, 1 minute, half a minute, they're 1-0 down. And they're having a moan to the referee. Listen, it was Van Dijk that went into the back of McAllister. And you play on. But my missus was saying, she goes, I've just got this funny feeling. And I spoke to another Liverpool supporter today. I rang her up. I heard her for a little while. I said, how you doing? She goes, what are you ringing me for? I just ringing to just find out how you're doing. We haven't spoken for a long time. And then she came and said, listen, we've spent £500 million nearly. And she's saying that Slot needs to learn in terms of, because what's happening is she says it's just very chaotic there at the moment in terms of the players trying to gel. She thinks that Liverpool spent brought in far too many players in one goal. Do you know what I mean? And I'll take my out for Slot last season because the thought was that he's going to come in, he has to fill these big shoes, which was Klopp. Come in, only bought one player. Now, you got Florian Wirtz, 116, second highest, player sitting on the bench. You got Frimpong. He doesn't know when to use him. He's playing Szoboszlai at right back. Frimpong obviously has had a couple of injuries and stuff like that. But then when he come on for Salah, who's just pretty much fallen off a cliff, he's ended up playing at right midfield. So the Liverpool fans, they are a little bit, up in their feelings at the moment. And look, my missus, her head is quite screwed on, and she says, listen, at the end of the day, Man United were the better side. And talking to other Liverpool supporters who, if they're on the back foot, but the ones that I've spoken to are pretty level-headed and sort of said, listen, at the moment, Slot has to work it out. He has to work it out because, trying to fit Wirtz in the system the guy's not scored I can't even remember. Is it 10 games, 11 games? I can't even
He
remember.
must be knocking on that. Yeah, if you include all competitions, of course.
And all competitions.
It's
all
probably
that.
in double figures, Norms. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said, he's 160 million pounds. You got Isak again. He's not hit the ground running, and that could be because of the issue with him, pushing and fighting his way to leave Newcastle. The way I look at Isak now, he's a big fish that's left a small pond now. He's in a big pond, a very small fish. Listen, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I'm not going to rule them out like everybody's going to say that they're out of the race. They're not out of the race. Yeah, I think the guys will eventually gel and sort it out. Salah, he hasn't scored in 7 in open play. He scored 1 penalty goal. So for me, it's a long way to go. And this whole thing of, and sort of going back to the thing about us being favourites, Arsenal being favourites. Listen, let's just press the brakes. Let's just press the brakes a minute, slow down, and let's not get excited, because we've seen the history. We've seen it all before, as you rightly said at the start of the stream, that we've bottled top 4 and we've bottled an 8-point lead, and literally we've been hunted and we've tried to hunt. We can't do none of them. So we're just going based on history. So let's just take it game by game. Shane said, like, the next 5 games, let's go and win them. Then we'll see where we're at come Christmas. Oh, obviously you've got the Champions League slightly in between that. Let's see where we're at after the next 5 games and see what happens. Just listen, on our Saturday, it wasn't a brilliant, performance, because the first 30 minutes, they were all over us. I was like, what doing? Yeah, they're hitting us on the counter through the lines. I was thinking they're gonna do us. You know what I mean? Gabriel Manglese had a couple of bad touches, giving the passes away. We just couldn't get our game together. Eze doesn't look like the Eze of Crystal Palace. Gokres doesn't look like the Gokres of Sporting Lisbon. Arteta needs to make this work. And what I would say is that it takes 2 to tango. And the reason why I say that is because Arteta has to make it work in terms of trying to play to Gokres' strength, but at the same time, I would expect Gokres to try and go out there and try and make something for himself. Do you know what I mean? And DJB also obviously is hit on this point, because he's not an elite striker. He's just a good striker. So even watching him for Sporting, he's a good striker, but he's not elite. He's the sort of player that when he's going to come into Arsenal, those games where was missing chance, that's the time when you'd expect someone like Gokres, who knows where the back of the net is to do that. Against maybe the bigger teams. That's why when Kai Havertz comes back, the chances are he will be playing in those big games. Man City away, it's not going to be Gokres up front. It's going to be Kai Havertz. He's going to revert back to what he had last season. The only difference is in Zubimendi, as DJB said, is the only difference in the side. So we're pretty much going into this season with pretty much the same side who have bottled leagues and have not really challenged at the end of the day.
Do you know what we found ourselves with? When you're just saying that, it made me have a little think, and I wonder if this rings true. What we found ourselves with Gyökeres is you hit the nail on the head when you said, and I've bought it, and I'm sure everyone else has on this panel and in this world-class chat. Big up to you. Don't forget, smash the like and sub to all these wonderful so-and-sos. You were saying about, we sort of bought Gyökeres to finish the chances that Havertz couldn't. And I'm like, that absolutely, fair enough. I'm with you. But Gyökeres isn't scoring the chances that Havertz is getting himself into. We've really got ourselves into a bit of a muddle there, because you think, Gyökeres will get all the goals that Havertz has scored and then the ones that he didn't. And just so unfortunately finds ourselves that he's just not getting himself in any position whatsoever. It's been, and I sort of said this with Taron. I see, big up to Taron. We love BBK over here. And I see him streaming earlier, and I texted him. I was like, "Oh, can I jump on?" And we were sort of talking about Gyökeres, and there's got to come sort of a time where you're like, I'm critical of Florian Wirtz, not as much because I'm not a Liverpool fan, but at the same time, you think, he will come good, Florian Wirtz, but you've kind of got to criticise him. He's been going for 10, 12 games, whatever, and he's just not done the business. And I can deal with the fact that, Gyökeres, after 5, 6, 7 games or whatever, we've gone, he's kind of not doing it. But when does it get to the point where it's like, he's kind of not doing it? Like, we need to now start going, well, we've kind of bought you in here. We haven't bought Victor Gyökeres because we need someone to work off the ball. We haven't bought him that. We've got that. We haven't bought Victor Gyökeres to just be a nuisance up top. We have bought Victor Gyökeres because we need goals. We haven't gone on what could have won Arsenal the league in the last 3 years? Oh, yeah, a hard worker up top. We need goals. And at the minute, like it or don't, if we're going in on him too early or not, Victor Gyökeres is not scoring the required goals that he needs to do. And Taron as well said to me, he mentioned about, okay, Aaron, what do you think in the next few games? And the next few games, minus obviously, let it include Champions League, sorry. We've got Atletico Madrid, of course. We've got Crystal Palace at home. In the league, we've got 2 away games against promoted sides in Burnley and Sunderland. We've also got Bayern Munich. We've got Brighton at home in the Carabao Cup. If he's not going to score at home in the Carabao Cup, probably against a weakened Brighton, if he's not going to score against 2 promoted sides, albeit away, when's he going to do it? He's kind of got, and I'll bring you in with this, D. In his next 4 games, he's playing a home game and 2 promoted sides. If you're not going to do the business and you get to the North London derby, you're not knocking far off of halfway through this Premier League season. You've almost played everyone else, everyone in the league. When are you going to start doing it, Victor? We kind of need it yesterday, bro. I know things are sitting pretty, but look, I can't think which one of you said it. It's not sustainable. Granted, it's fantastic. We're doing all right. Just like Liverpool's last-minute wins was not sustainable. You get found out eventually. We got found out last year. We got found out the season before. Victor Gyökeres hasn't got long, really, before Mikel Arteta goes, yeah, I've kind of got this £65 million flop. He's German and his name's Kai. That I've been desperate to succeed. Look at him. You haven't done it, Kai. Look, but you're signing. You're signing here. I'm going to bring Kai Havertz back. He's itching to do that, isn't he? He hasn't got longer, is he? Much longer, is he?
No,
DJB.
I've been saying it from day one. I've watched Gyökeres, and I've been getting pelters by calling him a prime Andy Carroll. Well, he's not even a prime Andy Carroll because Andy Carroll scored your goals. I don't know what his role is. I was shocked when people like Alan Shearer and pundit says, "Oh, one of the good things that he does do, it frees up Saka." Now all the top gooners, because Gyökeres is becoming to look a pretty average under this manager's tactics, is, oh yeah, but look what he does. He frees up Saka. It's not what we bought him for. We didn't buy him to free up other players. Havertz can free up other players. Marino can free up other players. We bought him quite simply to get those important goals when games like Fulham
tight
are 0-0. We're running out of time. There's not a lot of openings. Teams are sitting deep. You don't have many chances in a game. That's what we bought Gyökeres to do, score goals. But then I look on the other side of Gyökeres. Technically, let's be honest, guys, technically, Gyökeres is not very good, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You have to take your Arsenal hat off and look at him. Technically, he's not technically gifted.
Playing with steel toe caps on, isn't it?
If you're not technically gifted, then do the things you're good at, and that's score goals. Even if you just hang around in the box, even if you force the goalkeeper to make a save, even if you kind of get corners off of it or something. But I'm not even seeing that. And all I'm getting now is, oh, well, he ain't been getting the service. Well, unfortunately, sometimes you don't get the service. But when you do get your chance, you've got to kind of bury out. But he ain't even doing that. Now, it's probably a little mixture of both. He's probably finding life in the Premiership that little bit harder. The tactics that Mikel Arteta plays doesn't suit him because, let's face it, he wasn't Mikel Arteta's signing in the first place. I think that's coming apparent now, every game you see him playing. So he's struggling with that. He hasn't really got a left winger, so I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I'm sorry, people. I've seen number 9s over the years at Arsenal, and I'm sorry, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. If he suddenly goes on a run where he's scoring goals, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I was a little bit harsh. I probably didn't give him enough time. But from a football side of things, from what I'm seeing at the moment, He's not what we bought him for. And I'm going to be honest with you. If Havertz is fit, I'd never thought I'd say this in a million years. If Havertz was fully fit, I think with the system Arteta plays, Havertz would give you a little bit more than Gyökeres.
Yeah,
and that is saying something.
Yeah, especially and in the big games as well.
And that's and I'm not ripping into Gyökeres. It's just from a football point of view. To me, he doesn't look good enough at this moment. And if you've got a fit Havertz, the way this manager sets up, Havertz would get in the team ahead of Gyökeres. And that's what's going to happen. And if that happens, then you've got Havertz in the team. Odegaard comes back if Eze don't start, because Eze's not really firing either. So Odegaard comes back in the 10. Havertz goes back in the 9. The only player that you've got out on that field that's any different from last season is Zubimendi.
Yeah.
And yet we've got the best squad in the league.
Yeah, no, facts. Before someone else comes in, I just want to say a couple of I know. Look, Suge has definitely had an extra Weetabix in his bowl this morning, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He's just pissed off after losing the Brentford, man.
Suge, I ain't saying nothing, mate. Big up,
yeah. Oh dear. So yeah.
Big up, Suge. Big up, Suge.
Yeah, big up, Suge. And he's of course saying big up to me, the Timu version fluffer with sandpaper hands. A face not even my mother loves. The broke back wannabe Adam. That's me. Thank you very much. The Colossal, you've got off actually quite nicely here, Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Colossal, see you next Tuesday, Sean. Yeah, I mean, I'd take that if I was you. Yeah, I want to take that. Can't I just be the Colossal, see you next Tuesday, Adam? And he's the team over. But of course, it wouldn't be Suge if he paid the utmost respects to the legendary DJB and Normski, and of course the most important people, and that is the world-class chat. And then Suge goes on to be normal and says, hit the likes and subscribe. Thank you very much, Suge. You beep. You absolute beep. You beep, beep. Big up to you, my friend. Hope you're well. And then you, of course, go on as well as a side note to say happy Diwali to everyone. And of course, that
happy Diwali, yeah.
Celebrate. Do you know what, as well, just quickly, before I obviously move on, I live quite close. I think I said it earlier. I live quite close to a borough. Well, it's not a borough, it's in the borough called Southall, and it's heavily sort of Asian populated. And I told the kids, because it's right close to us, I'll come in, and I said to them, we'll go firework hunting. So we went to McDonald's, got them a little McFlurry thing all each, and we're just driving around in there. It was Ramo, but I planned for it to be Ramo, and for an hour we got to see all the fireworks. They enjoyed it, and I hope everyone is, of course. That celebrates Diwali is enjoying it as well, man. Absolutely. Come on. Joseph Cutler Golden, JCG. Big up to you, my friend. Member for 5 months. Absolute respect, man. But he has been in this chat since pretty much day one, I believe. So big up to you, man. And it's the same for everyone's chat as well. He's a big supporter of everyone. And I'll speak for everyone, and we're all double grateful, my friend. Big up to Aaron in the panel. And Shane's favourite Calafiori. Yeah. I mean, he loves a bit of Calafiori. He doesn't say it online, but, you know, he's got Calafiori shirt on the back. Even on his Irish shirt, believe it or not, he's weirdly obsessed with him. I don't really know why. But yeah, you know, what can we do? There's one thing here as well, DJB. I actually wanted you to answer, because someone's asked something to you in the chat. And I thought it's fair enough that you say this, because I think you'll explain it quite well. Someone said to you, Charles, I didn't see him. I think he's just asking you a genuine question. I don't think there's any malice in it. And he's saying, DJB, you cheered on Graham's 1-0 wins. These boring 1-0 wins also slide to the end of the season before judging. Basically, he said, I know how you're going to answer this, DJB, but you answer it, my friend.
Because with George Graham, he had the know-how to win trophies, because he'd proven it. He also had a team that didn't cost the amount of money.
Yeah.
In the same kind of, you know, bearing in mind that was back then and this is now. But if you look at the whole, if you look at the squad he accumulated, it's nowhere near in this modern day where Arteta has had. Say no more. I mean, what can you say? This guy Arteta has had over £1 billion to spend. And even before he spent £1 billion, he'd spent 780 million pound and still hadn't won nothing. You give George Graham 780 million pound in that kind of era, which would have accumulated to what? I don't know, 200 and something, whatever.
Yeah.
He's winning trophies, hands down.
I mean, look at the signing. Sorry, go on, actually.
Yeah,
go.
And the thing is, so, I mean, there you go. You had faith in George Graham because you could actually see, and you had trust in him. You knew tactically he never got things wrong. So 1-0 was acceptable. 1-0 under this manager, day in, week out, you know something's going to give somewhere along the line. So, yeah. But big up, my friend. Big up.
I think
we will see what may.
Yeah. Listen, that I think that's fair enough to say, D. And what we got to remember is George Graham lifted Premier League title in a League One title in 89, 91.
Yeah.
He also lifted an FA Cup in 93, and he also lifted our last European trophy in 94, and also our last League Cup in 93. So what did that prove? 1-0. Oh, sorry. Exactly. Yeah, apologies. Yep. So, what did that prove? What did that prove? That 1-0 kind of worked.
Alan Smith, a Golden Boot winner.
Yeah.
2 years.
I think that that Charles, pick up to you. I think if this style of football had won an FA Cup last year and the Premier League the year before, we'd probably be more inclined to go,
yeah.
Well, it does work. Last season, it kind of didn't work in the league, but over a nice period of 2 seasons, he's won us a league title and an FA Cup. So we began right now, we're going, do you know what? I trust a little bit of Mikel Arteta because this kind of system, we're 3 points ahead, 8th, after 8 games. I do sort of kind of fancy us. He's got us over the line playing like this, So there is unfortunately a massive difference between that. I would also answer that. Go on, sorry, go on, Jane. Yeah,
go on. No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. I just wanted to add that in the 1991 season when we only lost 1 game, there was only 3 1-0 wins. 3 1-0 wins. There was a 6-1, there was 3 4-1s, there was 2 4-0s, there was a 3-0. So I mean that's a myth. And by the way, the 1-0 to Arsenal chant was started in the late 30s, I think, late 30s, early 40s. And it was made
it went back. That 1-0 to the Arsenal.
It wasn't George Graham. 3-1-0 wins, lost 1 game, fuck all money spent, 6-1, 3 4-1s. I think there was 3 4-0s, there was a 3-0. It's a myth.
Do you know who told me that? That's someone who I have tremendous amount of respect for. Someone who I talk to very frequently offline, and today is COYG Gunner.
Yeah, he got it right in Jess's quiz. Yeah.
I didn't know that until he told me.
No, it was started
and very recently.
And the manager at the time, I can't remember which manager it was. He would know. Came up with the chant.
I can't think of. Again, it's off the top of my head, but he said to me in the voice note, "Big up to COYG Gunner." I've actually sent him the link, but
Aaron,
maybe he'll come on. But go on, mate.
That 1-0 to the Arsenal, we were singing that in the 70s before George Graham even came through the front door. But this is what I'm saying. Go and look at the results George Graham did get. Go and look at the teams we did beat convincingly. 3-4s, 3-0s, 4-0s, and everything else. And
the last year of George Graham was boring.
Look at the players
here. Was boring. There's no denying that the last year of him was boring. But we were scintillating in 1991. We went into the first Premier League season as the bookies' favourite. How did that work out? You know what I mean?
He was 1 game away from an invincible Shane.
1 game away, and
Chelsea,
Steve Bold who played every game. Steve Bold had been probably better than Tony Adams that season, and he missed that game. And Tony Adams was in prison at the time, and we lost. So we lost our captain for a couple of months of prison. Still only lost 1. Come on, make it make sense.
And then he also went up against a team like Parma that was like the Haaland Globetrotters at the time.
With a midfield of Ian Selly,
Brolin and everything else. Brolin and everything else. He pulls Winterburn from left back and plays him as a holding midfield player.
Yeah, switches Morrow to left back for a while because he sensed it. Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Genius, absolute genius,
absolute genius. How he ain't got a statue is beyond me.
Oh, that is embarrassing. It actually is embarrassing.
I think 91 was it when we smashed Sheffield Wednesday for 7 or 8? Beat them 7 or 8-1. And I think it was 93. There was plenty of goals in that team. Like DJ said about, my thing with Arsenal's defence now is, I've said this before. I think 2 seasons ago when Raya got the Golden Glove, Pickford was one away from him, and Everton nearly went down. Right? You can keep clean sheets if you have no freedom going forward. Even with a average defence, you can do it. If you're locking up all the time, like people moan about Saka getting doubled up on. I was saying this to Rashid today. Every winger we play against, from Port Vale to PSG, both their wingers are doubled up on because our wingers track back all the time, and we double up on every winger. So every winger we play against, we double up on every winger because our wingers play so deep back when we don't have the ball. So I would rather, instead of, if we let in 18 goals this season, I'd rather let in 24. You'll score 15 or 20 more by being a bit more expansive. You know what I mean? There's more chance of you scoring by letting them off the leash a bit. And like DJ said, under George Graham, we had Ian Wright. Before that, we had Alan Smith. And when we defended, it was strict, right? It was really strict. Everybody had a job to do. When they went forward, Merson, Limpar, or whoever was in midfield, your job is whatever run Ian Wright makes, you find them. That's the run he likes, you find them. So we knew that we could go up and have a guy who would get golden boots, who could score against anybody. He could score any type of goal. So we had one of the most dangerous strikers in the league. And Tony Adams said that George Graham played more attacking football than Arsene Wenger. That's what he says in his book. He played more attacking football. If you look at how high the line was for Arsenal, they played near the halfway line. They played with like Spurs, an Ange back line. They played. That's how they got offside. They
mastered it though.
It was different. It was different. Don't get me wrong. But we quite often had our 4 defenders close to the halfway line and every other player in their half when we had.
Shane, can I ask you a question? Because off the top of my head, I really don't know. There's a video, like on YouTube. There's probably many of them, but there's one where I can't think what team it's against. It's not a Highbury, I don't think. But the ball's clipped over. And literally all the back 4 put their arm up. I mean, like within a millisecond. Of each other. I mean, they were good at that anyway. But
I used to have a poster of them as it was the 4 defenders on a foosball bar. They all have their hand up because they're all in a dead long line. George Graham used to use a rope and all in training.
That's what I say.
A lot of the time, the player wasn't offside. The linesman just assumed he was because they must be. This is the best offside team in the world.
It's dark arts.
I'm glad VAR weren't around sometimes in that era, but at the end of the day, George Graham was an absolute genius. I mean, you've only got a history.
TJ, he won our last European trophy and the only 2 league cups we've won. He stopped that Liverpool team.
Exactly.
One of the greatest teams of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no money. Like he signed that defense for next to nothing.
Here's a question. Here's another question, right? Could Arteta go to Anfield against probably one of the best teams in Europe at the time in 1989?
Need a 2-0 win and get it? No.
And get a 2-0 win and get it?
No, he'd still play for a 0-0. He'd still play for a 0-0.
Just the pressure.
He'd still play not to lose. He'd still play not to lose.
Win.
That's all you need to ask yourself.
That's it.
He'd more play to not lose 2-0, wouldn't he, rather than win 2-0? That's brilliant. 100%.
And then say that we won on XG. Oh, they told me their bench told me we're the best team in the league, guys.
That's what that's exactly what it'd be. Just quickly, we will finally move it on before Suge's. Well, Suge's being Suge, of course. Only things that are guaranteed: death, taxes. Suge is bald. Sean's ugly. I'm a smash Trump look attractive. I don't know. I make a smash Trump look attractive, rather. Sorry, Suge. I didn't mean to mess up insulting myself for you. Apologies, my friend. But a DJ being Normski, the legendary absolute gents, and Arteta will stumble. That's it. Look at these two. Yeah. So you've made Shane go, and I've just got to suck it all up. Cheers, Shane, for leaving me there. I'll just take the abuse for the both of us. Absolute fucking prick, isn't he? He's fucked off and let me take that one for the team. Cheers, Shane. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it, mate. Oh, and JCG's coming with one. Big up to you, man. Top Gooners say Gyökeres is better than Havertz and Jesus. Aaron, a plus panel, but Gyökeres has only performed 2 games in 8. That was Forest and Leeds. Yeah, and do you know what, mate? That's sort of why it makes me say, and I've said this to Taron, BBK, big up to him. You know, in the games that he's got coming up next, especially in the Premier League, you know, if you're not going to do it away or home, whatever, against 2 promoted sides, at home to a tricky game at home at Crystal Palace, but a game Arsenal Football Club at home should definitely be winning. How tight the margin is, we don't know. If there's a universe in which Gyökeres is to get or keep his place, maybe even, because I reckon Arteta's sharpening his knives and trying to weasel Havertz back in. If there's a universe in which Gyökeres keeps his place, gets a bit of confidence, it's maybe a little cheeky winner against Crystal Palace, maybe a little brace against Sunderland, and a little another goal to just keep it running against Burnley or something like that. He needs to get some form of run going, because when you get to the end of that and then you play Tottenham, you're on match day 14. Or sorry, match day 12 or 13. You're a third over the way of the season. You need to start doing something. So, you know, big up JCG. But you're absolutely right, man. He needs to pull his socks up, start digging in and putting the ball in the back of the net. This is absolute facts, man.
It's Miss Normski who just walked past. We've already discussed. We've already discussed the trials of Liverpool. She's sitting right next to me.
I didn't say anything. Normski was being nasty. He was. I was just like, no, Normski, how dare you say that about Liverpool while you've got a beautiful wife sitting next to you? I was trying to stop him, Miss Normski, but he wouldn't stop. He was relentless. He was. No. He was a gent as always, of course.
I'm not going to put my ears back in.
Get over here, Norm. No, brilliant, man. So listen, I'm going to come with DJB onto this. We are against Manchester, and we sort of touched on this a little bit earlier. I want to get sort of right more into it. If we're not favourites, who is favourites for this title? Are Liverpool still considered favourites, or are Manchester City sort of favourites? They've got an absolute goal machine in Erling Haaland. They've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. If Arsenal aren't favourites, who are, in your opinion, D?
I'd have to say, with Pep's knowledge and nous and credit in the bank, and the fact that he's actually been there and done it, he knows what it takes. And when you've got Haaland in the team, you know, I would say City at this moment.
Everybody jumping on the Shane Gunnar bandwagon now. Huh?
But I still say Liverpool's going to come good. But at this present moment, if you was to ask me the question, again in January, it could all change.
Yeah.
But if at this present moment, current form, apart from Arsenal, obviously, because they're top, you'd have to go with Man City as our closest rivals, if you say that are the next favourites. Because Haaland, not only Haaland, though, you got Foden coming back now to form. You know, there's a toss-up between who's better. At one point, when Foden was absolutely flying that season, who's better, Foden or Saka? You know, who should be in England's starting lineup, Foden or Saka? It was they're both effective of what they do for their club. But if Foden gets back onto form, which he's doing, and then you got they got Marmoush coming back, they got Zerki, they got players coming back from injury as well. So yeah, I would have to go at the moment Man City, but don't write off Liverpool yet. You can't. You know, they got too many players that can just sort of suddenly hit the ground running. They only need sort of 2 or 3 results to get their confidence back, and suddenly it all changes again. And this is what I'm saying. The thing is, with what people have got to realise with Arsenal, it's got to be flawless. Every single game has got. I said it at the start of the season. Every game we play is a cup final. And what worries me is, can we sustain that week in, week out? Champions League, Atleti tomorrow, Bayern Munich. On top of Bayern Munich, we've got Chelsea and Spurs in, either side, or Spurs, Chelsea, either side. And And you've got to be flawless week in, week out, because the manager knows he cannot make any mistakes. And when you're under that much pressure week in, week out, and you get a team like Liverpool suddenly hit form, and Man City suddenly hit form, the whole landscape can change. It can all change. So this is why we're saying, let's not get too excited, because I'm hearing it on streams, Aaron. I'm hearing it in media. The media is just as bad.
Worse.
They've got us. They've got us winning Champions League. They've got us winning the league title. They've got us winning everything. On the evidence of this manager, I want to know where they're getting the evidence from, because I'm telling you now, at the moment, yeah, we're top of the league and it's good, but it's got to be flawless week in, and it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, mate.
This is why I wanted to angle this.
I'd say City at the moment, current form are probably the favourites, other than what the bookies say Arsenal are.
Yeah. No, facts, mate, and that's sort of why I wanted to angle the majority of the stream that way, because that there has just been so much in the mainstream media, the punditry on Sky Sports TV, wherever you watch it, and of course along Arsenal YouTube, where there's, way too much of it, in my opinion. That's why I just thought, what, I'm going to put that sort of on us, just so we can, that's not to say not enjoy it. That we're not doing that. None of us are unhappy that Arsenal are 3 points clear after 8 games. None of us.
No.
But all we're doing, and why I wanted to specifically angle the stream this way is, let's just settle ourselves down. No one's pissed off. No one's unhappy. No one's negative. None of us are angry, mother so-and-sos. We're all happy. But also, we've seen this in the previous 152 games prior to the 8 this season. We know what can happen. We're just going to keep our feet nicely on the ground. We're not going to get carried away like I'll hold my hands up and I did in the 22-23 season. I thought, do you know what? I think we're going to win it here. Oh, shit. I can't believe we're actually going to win it here. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep our feet firmly on the ground. Do you know what I mean, Shane? Let's just keep ourselves nicely firmly. So to revert back to the question, I know where you're going to go with it, because you sort of explained it anyway. But yeah, if it's not going to be Arsenal, Shane, who's it going to be, my friend?
Yeah, well, I'll touch on some of the stuff that DJ said, and agree with it. City, we were doing an off topic last night, and the thing was, what makes a world class player? And I asked the panel, do Arsenal have any world class players? And all 5 of us said no. We said Timber's very, very close. He's very, very close. He needs trophies.
Yep.
But he is very, very close. He's the second best for me right back on the planet. He's the second best right back on the planet, right? Gabriel's close. We have some players that are close, but that can just go to simmer over, and then it can drop. City have 3 for me. They have Donnarumma, I think is the best keeper in the world. They have Rodri, who is, if he comes back anything close to what he was, is the best 6 in the world. And they have Haaland, who's the best finisher in the world. Liverpool have 3. Yes, maybe Van Dijk and Salah are on the downturn. I'll give them a bit more grace. I mean, it'd be silly to say that they're gone now. That's just horrendous to do that, to say, they're gone. Take a goal for Salah or a clean sheet for Van Dijk or whatever the case may be. But they have Alisson as well. So they have 3 world-class players. We can have the biggest squad in the world. We can have 60 players. If you don't have those types of players and you're going for an elite league, that's when you miss out on 2 points. That's when you lose semi-finals. Do you know what I mean? They're the players that make a difference. Yes, they can get injured, all of that stuff. The difference is their star players are protected by their manager. They protect him. Salah, fair enough. He plays every game, but he doesn't have to track back. Now, he'll get dropped soon. So Slot ain't going to fuck around, man. You know what I mean? He's going to go, sorry, pal. I'm not doing this anymore. Kick up the arse. It's what he needs, is a kick up the arse. Throw him on the bench. Let the camera zoom in on him pouting. Good enough for him. Slot will be, I've had enough of this, man. You're not Odegaard. You're not getting every game no matter what you do. So I look at it and I go, City, I said it from the start, for the sheer reason that Guardiola doesn't go 2 seasons without fucking. He will be fuming. I've been saying a lot recently that he doesn't have to do team talks. He just has to pull up the latest Sky Sports drivel where all they show is Arsenal's next 5 fixtures and Liverpool's next 5 fixtures and say title race on top. And they don't have City on it. He just has to print that out and stick it up in the dressing room and go, look, They don't even think we're Man City, you know. So I look at Nico Gonzalez there. He started to settle now. He looked like he was going to be a flop. He started to settle in defensive midfield quietly, which is the best way a player can settle.
Yeah,
quietly settle, you know. And then you suddenly go 10 games later, he's been fucking brilliant, by the way. You know, Reinders has settled straight away. He's brought the kids in at the fullback. He doesn't go, okay, well, which one of my two left backs are the least injured? You have to play. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, Aaron, but it's been strategically released. It's from an interview from Rob Holding from 2023, talking about Ben White. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, shoot, man.
Unbelievable, right? They've strategically released that now to make it sound like Ben White injures himself, because a lot of the talk online is that Ben White's done now, which I said during the summer relentlessly that his career is over. It's Rob Holding, because he words it like it's down to Ben White. It's been released now. It's from 2 years ago. He says in the Amazon documentary year, so 21-22, he says that Ben White against Newcastle in the away game had a grade 2 or grade 3 hamstring injury. He said his hamstring was obliterated, I think is the word he used, and he played. So he played on an obliterated hamstring the year before he played for 3 months on his knee, right? So when I put that out, I got the usual thing. Oh, well, there was no one else. So what was Arteta meant to do? What you mean? What was he meant to do? If Pep has a right back out or a left back out or anybody out and he has nobody to replace them, that's when you see one of the kids come in and they play 7 or 8 games and then they're back in the U team again. You can't play a player that needs surgery. So I'll go back to us again with the famous 5. 2 or 3 of them will drop this season minimum because we flogged them. So Arteta has not learned from his mistakes. Pep, some people say he's the greatest manager of all time. I don't think he is. I think Ferguson is, but he's one of them. He's one of the best managers of all time. Even he isn't so stubborn not to learn from his mistakes. He's gone, shit, this tick-attack bollocks doesn't work anymore. I want marauding fullbacks. I want more direct football. I'll bring in an assistant manager who plays that way because he knows more than me about it. Can you imagine Arteta hiring someone because they know more than him? Never happen. And this is Guardiola, man. So these two managers, me and Norms, and I'm finishing this, we're talking about it, and we said on the stream about, it might have been with you as well, Aaron, and we were saying that if we go into with 6 games left, we're away to City. We have to be 7 points clear of them, because if we're only 6 and they can catch us on goal difference and they beat us, we'll stumble and they'll catch us.
Yeah, I'm sure I remember saying.
We all agreed that if we go into April and there's only 5 points between Arsenal, City, and Liverpool, we're out because of the managers. Straight away, I'd count us out of that because up here we don't have it. Arteta doesn't have it. So I've gone a bit off kilter there, but City for me are favourites. And as DJ said, and I was saying, there's something along the same lines this morning, is that Kirkes hasn't hit the ground. Frimpong hasn't hit the ground yet. Wirtz hasn't. Isak hasn't. Ekitike has. He's been really good. Salah's not playing great. McAllister hasn't looked fit. If half of them find form, and they've already won 7 in a row, imagine half of them finding form. So they only need half of them to find form to start getting over the line in games. And then when all of them do, it's good night. So I look at those 3 teams and I think I could easily see Liverpool blitzing 10 teams in a row. I could easily see City blitzing 10 teams in a row. Us, not so much. I don't see it. And I think if one of the 3, when it's a 3-horse race, if one team wins 10 or 12 games in a row, it's over. You've won it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I put those 2 still ahead of us. And don't count out Chelsea of putting a run together either. Nothing like that. But they're too hot and cold to put on a proper run, I think. Yeah. But I do think it's a 3-horse race, and I think those 2 will pull away at some point.
I just want to come in here. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to drive a car in the same gear. After one, it doesn't get very far. And I suppose the reason why I'm using this narrative is because, and I suppose I'm going to put this question out. Out of the 3 teams, there are probably 2 teams that have got a couple of gears to go. Right? Whereas Arsenal, because of the systems, because of the way Arteta has the team playing, I don't see us playing. I just don't see us going to the next. I think with the system Norms, isn't it? This is the ceiling of this system, isn't it? That's it. I think it's essentially what I'm trying to say.
Good point.
Jeff, Shane.
Whilst
you was talking, and the fact that you were saying, Shane, about these other players are going to click and whatnot. I look at the way we are playing, and I don't see how we're going to shift the gears up. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
No room for it, Norms.
There's no room
for it.
Yeah,
it's like putting a brick under the pedal, isn't it? It's like putting a brick under the pedal, and that's how hard we can go down on it.
Literally, that's what it is. Literally, and that is the worry for me, because I was talking to somebody, I think it was today or yesterday, and they were sort of saying the same thing, like Liverpool haven't clicked, Man City haven't clicked, even though Haaland probably is the one that's scoring, but as a collective, that clicked. But I just think it's like Arsenal have just playing at this ceiling. That's why I go back and say at the very start of the stream, is this sustainable?
No. Because
you can't drive a car in first gear. Because after a while, the engine's going to drop out of the gear.
Got to change up.
Yeah. Or you're going to go at 2-3 mile an hour, isn't you, the old journey?
No, and do you know what? You made a good point there, because I can't see the likes of Trossard and Martinelli getting any better than what they are. I can't see the likes of...
What happened?
Even Timber's playing flat out for me. I mean, brilliant. I can't see Timber going up any more levels, because he's knackered after about 60 minutes.
Exactly.
Rice is knackered as well.
Yeah. I was going to say they're blowing.
Zubimendi, I don't know. I've not seen any kind of real level yet. I've seen little parts of Zubimendi where
he's tiny, but that's it, man.
Oh yeah, he's playing.
He's a player you want to bring on, though, isn't he? And keep the ball.
But then I see a lot of Zubimendi, and you'll see it against Atleti tomorrow. You'll see it against Atleti tomorrow. You'll see the real Zubimendi tomorrow against Atleti when he's under pressure.
Yeah,
and I've seen a lot of that. But no, you made a good point, Norm. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I just listened to everybody. I thought. Yeah, and that's the worry for me, and that's why I don't have us, as favourites. You know what I mean? Unless Arteta decides to go full 180 or 3, it ain't gonna happen. But if there's a change in mindset in terms of how he plays, in terms of playing, he's so stubborn in his ways. He ain't, because like he talks about Victor Gyökeres, in his pre-match conference the Fulham game, and he said, "Look, at the end of the day, I've told Victor, look. This is what I like about my number 9. Look, he's essentially saying, look, don't score. You ain't going to score, right? Because of this system, you ain't going to score. So what I need you to do is create solutions for the rest of my other players.
Yeah, but he's coming for himself, Norms.
Obviously, that's what
that phone call never happened. That never happened. He said everything that he says about players we've signed. It all hinged on a phone call with him. I don't know how many times.
How many phone calls?
I swear to God, he thinks it's like a movie. He thinks it's like a movie where that phone call made the difference. One chat with me. He said it about Zubimendi. He said about Gyökeres. He said it about 3 or 4 players already. He had a phone call with
headliner, isn't he?
Oh,
headliner.
That's what.
And you know what he said? He said on my first meeting with Gyökeres, I told him that I want a 9 who can go 6 to 8 games. Gyökeres has gone 6 league games and 8 games in total at the time. So you just happened to have a conversation and mention the exact.
But he's never gone. Because the trouble is, though, Shane.
No, man.
The trouble is, Gyökeres is absolutely reeling, because he's never gone 6 and 8 games without scoring.
No, he doesn't understand it. He's furious. Like, you can see it in him. He's furious. But then this thing, he has someone to check the media, because the X thing to protect Arteta, that he can't get a song out of a 50-goal-a-season striker, is they're showing videos of Gyökeres making runs and look, he tagged the player. They free up Saka, right? So he has people checking that.
That's the narrative.
That's what he has. He has them hired, and he goes, okay. Yeah. So they're saying that, okay, I'll back that up, and I'll say, and it's all done. You saw about the Martinelli quote that I was covering, the one that was from it was from 3 years ago. And they're releasing it now to make it look like he's happy sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
it's all strategic. Everything he does, and he's the worst for it. And he gets away with it. He gets away with murder, this guy.
But the pundits jump on it as well. The pundits are on it, because you got people, legends like Alan Shearer saying it on Match of the Day. But what he does, he's important. It allows Saka to be freed up.
And it's a load of bollocks. It's a load of bollocks. You could put anyone up front to do that.
Weeks ago.
You could. Why would you pay 60 million for someone to do that?
That's not what we bought Gyökeres for.
Yeah,
but that Martinelli story was released. That Martinelli story was released at the same time by Fabrizio, by AFTV, by Sky, by TNT. It was 3 years old. Why would that get released at the same morning? Because everybody was talking about, surely he has to start playing Martinelli down the middle, because Brazil do, and he scored in the international. And surely he has to play him now and start him, because he keeps scoring. he doesn't plan on starting him. So they released this thing where Martinelli is saying he's happy. And ironically, the interview was done 2 months before he tried to sign Mudryk to replace him, where Martinelli said, I'm happy with my time. And he told me this. They cut out a sentence in the middle because he says, against Forest last week and we hadn't played them. So they've released that to make it look like he's happy. This guy's a scumbag, man. An absolute scumbag.
If the right price had come along for Martinelli and Trossard, they wouldn't even be at the club.
Gone.
They would not be at the club today. And this is what annoys me when Ranieri can't get a start or when Ranieri can't get game time. Because he's way down the pecking order, and I've said this. He's about number 6, 7 in line. The only way he's playing is Carabao Cup and injuries. That's it.
And mass injuries. Find a way to get mass injuries. It has to be.
If Eze goes, if Eze suddenly goes down injured, Saka.
Well, Eze is starting tomorrow. I'll tell you that much. Eze is starting tomorrow. It's the 3 fridges tomorrow, and Martinelli at the left.
Yeah. Eze's not playing tomorrow. He's not playing tomorrow.
No.
Well, we'll get in tomorrow in literally just 2 seconds.
Sorry,
But now you're good. Big up to Gianni, man.
Big up to Gianni, my friend.
Go and follow Gianni, man. He's an absolute geezer. We love a bit of that geezer, and it's some of the stuff we have a little chat about offline, man. Trust me, he is a geezer. I'll never say it, of course, because what's offline stays offline. But yeah, trust me, this guy is an absolute bloody geezer. Arsenal will be considered favourites if they win the League Cup, develop a winning mentality, almost kind of like what Mourinho and Guardiola done and instilled in their teams. But people won't want to listen to that. And our manager throws the cup away. But yeah, exactly. Only way they are favourites is if City and Liverpool throw it away, and it all depends on injuries as well. Yeah, do you know what? And that's actually a good point, Gianni, that you make. When you sort of look at, say, like we're saying, who's favourites, and you say like Man City, I reckon they can't be slept on. It should just be typical that everyone says Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City win it. But we can't sort of say that they, that they won't, and it will depend on injuries. Man City will go, do you know what? I fancy us winning it this year, and we will honestly, if you want to be honest, like we all are, you'll go, we need this to happen, we need that to happen. Mm-hmm. Like you're saying, we need Liverpool and Man City to fall off. We need some injury luck. We need this. We need that. We are still, after £1 billion spent in our 7th season, relying on other factors. When are we sort of going to get to that stage? And the performances, whilst they're fine, whilst we're 3 points clear after 8 games, we are still not at that stage where we're bouncing in the boozer. I'll have 2 pints of Stella, please, you Liverpool so-and-so. We're going to win the league. Come on, oi. We're not doing that yet. We're not there yet. Nowhere near that.
Because let's be honest, the performances haven't been like. Do you know what I mean? Nottingham Forest would probably have our best performance this season.
But not in the first half, though. We weren't. It wasn't until, you know what I mean? That's the thing, though, DJ. If you look at City, maybe not so much Liverpool this season, but City, they've had 3 or 4 games where they never looked like not winning. From the first whistle to the end, they look comfortable the whole way through.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
With Forest, we looked a bit edgy at the start, or we're not really peppering the goal, or we don't get our first shot till the 25th minute or whatever. But with City, there's been 3 or 4 games where you just go from the first whistle, the way they pass the first couple of balls, they fizz it in, and you go, yeah, they're winning this. Yeah, I haven't had that once with Arsenal.
Yeah,
No, I haven't. This is what I'm saying. No, sorry, Aaron. I mean, it's just like, yeah.
I mean, in the of injuries as well, by the way.
Yeah,
you just don't hear them jawing on about it. Aït-Nouri was signed injured straight away. Rodri hasn't been right. Cherchi picked up an injury. Marmouche is injured. They have a lot of injuries. The only reason that it goes under the radar is because their fans aren't just relentlessly going on about it like they're the worst luck in the world. They just get on with it. It's just to touch on what Aaron said, because Aaron said that we have to say, things will go our way, where City will just go, yeah, we're fucking winning this, man. You know what I mean? And that's the big difference. And that's the 2-point difference at the end. That's what Rodri said about us, the mentality. We didn't have it when we went to the Etihad. And we still
go on. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, just the other thing, just to flip back to Gianni's last comment, our last super chat, and he talked about what needs to go in favour of for Arsenal. Yeah, but if you flip that in his head, whether that's Liverpool or Man City, they don't need to rely on Arsenal having injuries or or blah blah this. Because they have such a winning mentality that they don't need anything to go for them, because their mentality is we win at all costs. We're relying we're relying on Liverpool or Man City to drop off and then say the injuries and stuff like that. Even when Man City had the injuries that they did last season and dropped off, we was the favourites. But what happened? Slot comes along, buys one player, right? And we was the clear favourites, guys. Remember that. And we did not challenge once last season. As a matter of fact, we didn't ever hit that first place once last season.
It proves it proves.
It
proves there's a fear factor there, Nortsky, because most Arsenal fans were celebrating a Liverpool loss rather than an Arsenal win at Fulham.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I always
the underlining
use
fear is always there because the loss, they were celebrating Man United beating Liverpool rather than us beating Fulham.
Yeah.
Do you know what as well? I round up my own point, and I've used this different analogy. Is that if Liverpool were in a Champions League final, if Manchester City were in a Champions League final, they're going, yeah, we're going to win this. If Arsenal were in a Champions League final, I'm going to go, oh, I hope Mbappe has a stinker in front of goal. I hope, that like if they get
doesn't start Marino in midfield.
I hope they'll hit the bar a couple of times. I hope if like we get a dodgy penalty maybe and win. I'm hoping that their best players gets injured. Their front line has a stinker. One of their defenders makes a mistake that leads to a goal. The referee is on our side.
It's got to be in our favour.
Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at all the external factors, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
External factors. I'm sitting there thinking, right, this needs to go for us. That needs to go for us. If this happens, if that.
Yeah.
Man City and Liverpool are like, couldn't give a fuck who we're going to play. We're going to win. And that's the difference, man. That is the difference. That is a massive difference. That's a huge difference. And I'm just being honest, that's me saying because I hate this Arsenal team.
He's instilled that mentality, Aaron. That's the thing. He's instilled this mentality because you have your captain coming out earlier this season saying second isn't failure. That alone is enough.
This is his seventh season, Shane. If you haven't instilled that mentality in your team for nearly 6 fucking years, you're never gonna. You're probably never gonna. Like, if you was a good, let me even go back to that. If you was a good manager, you'd have instilled that already.
And everyone who won the FA Cup is gone. You know what I mean? Pretty much everyone who won the FA Cup is gone.
You know what I mean? And probably within the 2 years. So everyone says, oh, yeah, we had to get rid of him. He done a fantastic job getting rid of him. Okay, well, then equally, you can't argue that point that we just said. Okay, yeah, got rid of all the winners.
Yep.
There you go. Look, you can't actually argue that point.
From City, though, because they know how to win.
Yeah, 100%. How did that work out? Oh, yeah, one's having his last year on a straight loan.
What about Zippy, though? What about Zippy? Zippy said they were two of our best signings, Aaron. Zippy said that Zinchenko and Jesus were two of our best signings.
Oh, come on. Well, we ain't got the video on.
Come on.
And Odegaard's our best signing, apparently.
Oh, mate, was it? I don't know. Was it you I sent that thing to? You might have already seen it anyway. I'd watched it. I was on Sky, and I was like, Shane, this reminds me of like you absolutely destroying him. And
it's the same man, Zippy, that said that Arteta doesn't get enough credit. It's a disgrace that Arteta doesn't get enough credit for the amount of goals Marino scores for Spain.
Oh, so I didn't realise he hid as the Spanish manager in the international duties. Like, do you know what I mean?
Everything you take something that shows Arteta up as a terrible manager and try and turn it into.
I don't know who's worse, Shane. I don't know these people that say things like Semeuse and all of that. The people that say this crap, or the people that actually follow them and listen.
The people that follow them, DJ, because he gets a big gig for it. So he's got an agenda. He's getting something out of it. He's getting his out of it. He's getting to commentate in Arsenal games. His own gig has come out of that. So he's getting something out of it. The ones that follow him are the fucking idiots. They're just weak-minded. They're weak-minded. They need to be told everything's fine all the time. They need to be told. One of them was in Tom Canton mentioned me the other day, and some guy put in the chat, "Oh, that Shane guy's a lunatic." Like they think I'm insane because I see faults in the club. They just don't want to know. They just don't want to know what's going on.
They need to know that you're. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm not playing a fucking character or anything, man. Don't give me that now. I'm not playing no fucking character, man. This is me all the way through.
Your best mate's of one of Arsenal's greatest ever players. So
Well,
You
we're
know
playing
what I'm saying?
Hell, of course.
Well, this is it. How can you say that he's a lunatic when he's best mates with like
Elder.
We're playing
He
Elder.
rubs shoulders
Glenn
with the
Elder.
best. I don't know what we're doing.
You know
here.
what I mean? Me and Glenn. I'm not having it. You know what I mean?
Mate, you
Set
rub,
up
you rub
Bergkamp's
shoulders
goal,
with
I'm
the
not
cream
having
of the crop of Arsenal, mate. Come
I'm
on,
not
Roy,
having it.
listen. Yeah, if
Places
anyone's
can have
and you're
a
not
best
from
honesty.
Canton or Simeon's chap, he's basically a celebrity by association.
Yeah,
You know
you
You're
what I mean?
basically an Arsenal
yeah.
footballer by association.
You've
Isn't
Arsenal
you?
legend.
You're that.
You've
you're
been
that
on with
in there.
Clinton, Shane. You've I mean, come on, man.
That's what I said. I was on the blower to Glenn before that Southampton game, and I said, "Listen, mate, just put it on Bergkamp's, play it over the top onto his right foot, you know." And he said, "Okay, thank you very much, Shane." I said, "Yeah, off you go, Glenn." Go
Yeah.
on.
Would you like some weed?
Would you like some pancake and smoke?
I think what people don't realise that we could have easily gone the other way and gone, yeah, everything's rosy, everything's brilliant, and then all the clicks will go up, all the likes will go up, all of a sudden. But we don't. We stay
No.
true.
Well, would
to
you
our
rather?
word.
Our question
We
to
can
the three is-
see little things, can't you? We can see the little
No,
things that they don't want to see.
we said it after every game on Shane when we used to do Shane used to do the fan cams, and we they say, "Oh, you're just nitpicking." No, listen, you see what's good and you see where you can improve. That's what it is. They're tunnel vision. They're like that. They're just blinking, right? It's like they play brilliant. I mean, I can guarantee you, they're going to say it's a great defensive performance. It's we're champions, elects, blah blah. This now we didn't play well in that game. Yeah, for that's if Fulham had their shooting boots on, then we could have been 2-3-0 down. You see what's in front of you, but what they do, they go in blinkered and they only see what they want to see because it's that hoping it's that coping mechanism for them. That's how they hope and that's how they cope.
Exactly. Nomsky, I said it yesterday on my channel on the sit back. I said the problem is, I said a true Arsenal fan, you're an Arsenal fan because of the history of the club. You're not an Arsenal fan of the future of the club.
That's a fan. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it.
You're an Arsenal fan based on the history of the club.
What has happened, not what might happen.
Yeah. You're not an Arsenal fan based on one moment in time and what's happening in the future. You're an Arsenal fan built on history. That is where your Arsenal heritage comes from. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. Your standards are set on the history, not on the future.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, the three is as well. Would you rather be like those lemmings where you genuinely think everything's perfect and just get on the bus and the happy clappers? Or would you rather live in reality? Because literally at the moment, I'm just finished it now. It's a sci-fi book from the 60s, I think it is, of Flowers for Algernon, about a guy that he has like a really, really low IQ, and they do an experiment on him and he gets smart really, really quick, and now he can speak like 20 languages, and it's written in a sort of diary form, so the first 20 chapters are just really terrible spelling and stuff, and it gets better and better and better. He gets smarter, but he used to just want to be smart, and now that he's smart, he's thinking back, and the people he thought were his friends were actually picking on him and stuff like that. He thought they were just making a fool of him. But he's more miserable now because he knows what's going on in the world. So I think he's starting to think now, I'd like to go back to being oblivious to it all. Yeah. So would you rather be the type of fan that just a happy clapper, or would you rather live in the real world and go, listen,
Shane,
mate, this ain't it?
Shane, do you know what? It's funny. It's funny because when you were saying, oh yeah, some really low IQ person, I was like, oh, Shane's obviously means the Arteta sexuals. And then you said, oh, and he gets really clever. I'm like, well, I definitely can't be the Arteta sexuals then.
Yeah, that's it. It's like them going over to our side. It's like when they come over to us and they start to get more open.
They're like, the windows. Dun, 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 dun. You know, the light bulb comes on, guys. You know what I mean? Look, I would much rather live in reality, understanding what could happen, what has happened, what's likely to happen, appreciating and articulating honestly. I'd much rather live in that world, because whilst yes, it is only a game of football, I genuinely believe that how people perceive this Arteta era and how people perceive Arteta, this team, probably is very similar, if not identical, to how they perceive life. And I would be extremely worried if I was so deluded, so ill-equipped of understanding or being able to see the reality, the honest facts, the reality of what's happening, and I couldn't apply that same logic to the rest of life. I would be extremely worried as a human being for myself.
Mm.
If I applied the rest of the planet as the way I would do, being giddy about Mikel Arteta, that's worrying. That would make me think that if you made it to adulthood, then you're probably lucky.
You've gotten really lucky.
Yeah. Because it's worrying. You're like, you will be very vulnerable to very bad things happening with you if you are so wet behind the ears, so naive, so blatantly unable to see reality. Life will possibly be very hard for you.
Yeah,
maybe it won't be, but you know what I'm saying. You're so susceptible to bad things happening to you.
Aaron.
Yeah,
you're weak,
yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'm not saying it's right, by the way, but
and you know the sad thing, Aaron. You know for a fact that the next manager that walks through the door of this football club is not getting the backing that this manager gets from a lot of these fans.
No, you're not my real dad.
Not getting the backing because they honestly believe there is no life after Arteta. They think that this is the best thing ever. There's no other manager. No one's ever going to come in and do what Arteta's done. He's given me the best years I've ever had watching football. And that's the reality. And that's the sad reality. I know, I listen to them where I sit. Yeah. I listen to them behind me. Oh, this football's amazing. Look at this. Oh, wow, look at him.
Amazing, isn't it?
You're world class, Subamendi, world class. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, shame, honestly.
Made 3 sideways passes out of 3.
You want to hear what I hear over there? We love you, Arteta, they shout out. Grown men my age. Been following them for years.
Yeah. Sounds like something on CBeebies or something.
Been watching Arsene Wenger and George Graham, and they're shouting out, "We love you, Arteta."
I think they do see it live, like something on CBeebies, like one of those kids shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mr. Arteta put on his hat today. You know what I mean? I don't know what. I think that's the way they see it, like a Mr. Soft Dad or something. I thought, I'm lost, man. It's just
it's like something like the Teletubbies, you know, like the sun comes up and it's the cute little Mikel Arteta baby face, isn't it? Yeah. He's just having his little giggle.
And he says, "I'm calling all of you guys."
Get a 10, guys. Come on, guys.
You should have seen the celebrations against Man City when that equaliser went in. I just went like that. I just stood there and went like that.
What they have to be called?
Jumping up.
The
One guy jumped on his mate, and they was all cuddling one another. And I'm going, it's a draw. We've dropped 2 points at home. What are you doing?
Yeah.
They were
Thierry Henry to Tarico. They were celebrating the draw. That was their level. They were celebrating a draw. He was jumping in my face, which he got injured, by the way. Terrible Thierry Henry impression. Sorry.
That Thierry Henry when he said about Spurs.
Yeah. He was celebrating a draw.
Yeah. Come and see.
Tarico's jumping in his face. Yeah, have that. It's like, you've just lost the league at home, you fucking donut.
He assembled. I'm like, COVID injections. Something changed. Big up the assembled man.
Oh, where's the little Tim? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 150%. Well, there might be some correlation between that.
I'll tell you.
To be fair, you can't disprove it, I guess.
No, everybody got the world got really soft around that.
Shane
Arteta 19, didn't they? If you had your jab.
I can understand it if it was some little 12-year-old, 14, or like 16-year-old shouting
adults and all, man.
Right, I can understand it because probably it might be the best football he's seen if it's some sort of 10-year-old or 11-year-old kid. I can understand it because he's.
When I pull up the cult dossier, Norm, so
when you've got
to prove that it's a cult.
When you've got 40 and 50-year-olds shouting out, "I love you, Arteta," I mean, come on, man.
Well, do you know what? It brings me back to, and I've said this plenty of times, and all of you know what I'm going to say. It brings me back to the guy in front of me. And when Odegaard got subbed off last season, and after he was shit for probably the 50th consecutive game in a row, he come off our side, left-hand side, so he had to walk all the way around the pitch. Probably nearer you, he come around that, and I was going, "Boo, get off your shit." And this older gent, maybe 55, 65, somewhere in between there. And he's like, "How can you boo your captain?" And I said, "Sorry, mate. Like, you look at the captains you've seen all the way back to Rice.
Yes, it's what gets
Yeah?
me.
All the way back to Rice, and you're telling me you've sat here with your papers, and this, I'm paraphrasing, of course. You sat there and you've watched all of them captains, all of them successful teams, and them successful managers, and their captains that you've seen, and that is your level now. It's like, I'm sorry, mate. It's like, I'm not having that. You've seen better, and that's one of the things I said to drivers. You've watched better than that. For 3 decades, you had Patrick Vieira and Tony Adams. Tony Adams being the majority of it, of course. I think Patrick was only there for about 3 years doing it. Because obviously Tony retired in 2002 and Patrick fucked off to Juve. Either way, from late 80s, you've had them two. You're going back. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you here definitely was there for the Pat Rice being captains and things like that. You're Frank McClintocks, everything like that. It's like, what are you talking about? You know better. You know better.
This is what winds me up. I've got to be honest.
Know better.
It's the adults falling for it, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
But you know what, Aaron? I mean,
good
when you that guy confronted you, maybe there was context to
context gaze.
Context gaze.
I can see your face when you take the piss. I know what's coming.
There's just maybe some context to the, you know. As in the words of Roy Keane, he had a baby.
Yeah. Big baby.
He's been a big baby. Right?
Yeah.
So, listen, his nanny, the nanny wasn't able to look after the baby. Yeah, maybe he had to breastfeed, I don't know. Just you know, because it's a new world, we're living in. So, you know what I mean, that could
maybe the baby had to sleep on his pillow foot, maybe that's the problem, man. You know what I mean?
The big baby.
Oh, that nice soft pillow.
Yeah, nice pillow foot.
Yeah,
that's what people are now. That's what people are saying now, isn't it? That's the reason why he didn't play well last season, because Mikel Arteta was able to put his finger,
right in the injury,
and say, "Aye, you haven't been getting much sleep." Yeah. No, your baby is stopping you from sleeping. That's the reason why you're injured.
Yeah, obviously that was the reason why Odegaard was poor for 18 months.
I don't want to get cancelled. I don't want to get cancelled because maybe no, I better not say.
Go on. I just want to listen to you being naughty, Norms. Go on,
maybe he was a bit frustrated and he decided. No, maybe he was frustrated. Maybe he was just frustrated. You know, sometimes the baby keeps you up awake, and he just probably in the middle of the night he woke up in a dream and kicked what he thought was the football. It was the baby. Maybe. I said maybe. That's what. See, allegedly. That's probably how he probably done his ankle. That's what I just say.
It's funny, isn't it? You just sit there, and this is how stupid people's minds are. They're like, "Oh yeah, actually, must be because Odegaard had a baby that was performed." You're telling me a man that probably lives in a 15-bedroom mansion sleeps anywhere near the baby on 2,040k a week? You're telling me he does the night feeds?
Yeah, but Aaron, he's the only Aaron. According to certain content creators, he's probably the only captain that has had a baby.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see the stress Tony Adams used to play under?
Do you know what I mean?
Straight
was drunk in and out of prison, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean?
He'd come out of Boozer in Brentwood and carry and win a league title.
That's pressure.
Yeah, that is proper pressure, man. Oh, it's ridiculous. The same stupid people that genuinely thought he's had a haircut, he's going to do well. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to hinge yourself on that level of delusion, then there's no hope for you. That is just it. Like, there's no hope for you. Big up Gianni, man. He's jumped in again. Saying, how does Gyökeres free up Saka if Arteta forces him to be a touchline winger? I mean, bruv, he doesn't see logic like we do. Just watch the game and it shows. Facts, yeah, mate. You're 100% fact. Anyone who's saying otherwise is lying. Yeah, mate. And as well, to touch on that, whilst it's absolutely facts, mate, they're not synced to play together in that. It's not synced to free up Saka because it just doesn't work. Do you know what else as well? Just touching why it is a narrative. 100%. It's a
narrative
narrative.
that's been spent for him because he can't get the best out of Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just
So
another thing, isn't it?
What other avenue can we go down? Oh, I'll tell you what. I can't get Gyökeres scoring goals because I just can't do it. So what I'll do is the next best thing. He's useful. He's got a role to play. He brings other players into the game. Absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
He's just hiding his deficiencies.
Fucking
That's what
kids
That's
have
what
let
it
my
is.
Haribo, the little bastards. I always look forward to a little cheeky something. They fucking polished it and left the empty wrapper in the cupboard, the little git.
Oh, that's even worse, leaving the empty wrapper.
Yeah.
You know what? There's nothing worse than that. I mean, you know when you sit there, you're thinking, remember there's some biscuits, so them lovely biscuits, and then you go in the cupboard.
I'll be back in a minute. I just got to go and get my Haribo. Hang on.
Yeah. Fuck off,
This
DJ.
is what it is, isn't it? You go in that cupboard and you're thinking, you've been sitting there, you're thinking, oh, remember, I had some lovely biscuits in there, and you open it up and it's gone. You're thinking, it's a little bit like it's a little bit like Arsenal.
You got like
with a trophy.
They've left the bottom bit in there, and there's just a few little crumbs in there. And
when you live on your own, brother, you just don't get them problems. Everything stays. Everything just stays, brother. You know what I mean? Haribo, the Cadbury's chocolate, the beers, everything's in there.
They just take everything, the little angels. They just steal everything. Well, but big up to Gianni and not big up to them sleeping so-and-so's upstairs, little gits. Can't wait for them. I'm going to get up in the morning and I'll get them dressed because my missus is coming back from her night shift. So before she gets in, I get up and help get them score. I'm going to bowl in that bloody bedroom. I'm like, oi, what's you fucking call this? What's this? Where's my Haribos?
Look what he's hit me with here. Look what he's hit me with here, man. Come on, Joseph, man. Come on.
Absolutely destroyed me. Yeah, come on. Remember DJB. Big up JCG. Remember DJB. When I commented to you on your channel, Top Gooners said Mikel Merino is the better midfielder than Steven Gerrard. I know you agree. Thumbs up, DJB, or thumbs down?
Joseph, man, come on. Steven Gerrard's levels above Merino in the midfield compartment, man. Come on.
It's madness. Yeah, that some people
you've been eating too many of Aaron's Haribos with that comment, my friend.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, too much sugar.
Up, Joseph, man, big up.
I'm the only one that hasn't got any. The little gits. I feel like waking them up and doing a little run to the old Texaco 24 hours at the top there. Oh, do you want some more Stellas, Mr. Knowles? Nah, just some Haribos tonight, please, mate. The kids are fucking munched on wine. Do you know what I mean?
Get them up and make them go.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, poor little, I won't say her name, but yeah, that's it. She's 4 now. She'll be all right, wouldn't she? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're right, having a little trot. And Suge is jumped back in question. This is a tricky one, man. Because I don't know, Philip, because I'm proud of the Invincible season. But hypothetically, would you give up the Invincible season for a treble season? Me personally, I'll keep the Invincible season.
Yeah,
man.
Like treble's been done a couple of times. It's only been done once.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know
I might power out of this and ask someone else before I answer.
Tell you what it is for me. I mean, listen, it's fantastic. I mean, to have a gold cup and it's yours gold. You know what I mean? But in that treble, if there's a Champions League in there, man, jeez, because we haven't won a Champions League. That's why I saw the question. I'm thinking, should I saw treble? I thought if it involves a Champions League, I'm kind of swaying. I'm kind of swaying that way.
Day long. Yeah,
I'm swaying that way, and that's only because we've never won one.
Yeah.
If we'd won one and we went and did an Invincible, I would have said Invincible all day long.
Yeah, but you see, you have to give up that Invincible season, and I ain't giving that up, man. That was one of the happiest times of my life. You know what I mean? Honestly, but
there's context to what you just said.
There is context. There's context. There is. The only thing that Invincible season would have been complete if we still had a Glenn Helder in the team, you know. But he did lay the groundwork for it. He laid the groundwork for it when he set up Bergkamp's goal in 1995. You know what I mean? So
I'll give you
10 years later.
I'll give you something here, right? Because I was there in '89, that tops the Invincibles for me.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
That's because it's one moment, though.
No. And
The whole season.
I do believe that if we won that Champions League back then against Barcelona, honestly, that for me, winning the Champions League for me has got to be that's my I would
Because you've
take
had the Invincibles, though.
That's the thing.
I think I'd have to take the treble. I think Champions League in with that. I know it's hard.
I just wouldn't get rid of it. Not because, and you know what?
I know it's
not
hard.
something I use. I never use it as an argument for people. I never use
in
the
that
Invincible
stadium when we lost the Champions League, man, was just.
I get it, but it just for everything that was in that Invincible season, all the memories, the football, everything about it is just for me like there's nothing I'd swap it for. There's nothing I'd swap it for.
Shane, that's a topic. That's a topic for your topic show, mate.
There you go. There you go.
But that Invincible team still. If you take away the Invincibles and still win the Premier and still win the league,
I did not change it. I would change it, but that's the whole point of it.
I don't know. I think it's hard for me because I've seen the '89 and I've seen the two and I've had the heartbreak of the Champions League.
Yeah.
So, and then I've had the euphoria and the beautiful football the Invincible team gave me, but.
You know what it is.
Winning that Champions League for me, for a club like Arsenal that's never won it, with all the brilliant history and players that we've had, I still can't get my head around it.
I mean,
really
DJ, just going back to what I said, because at the end of the day, doing that Invincible, if we didn't do the Invincible but still won the league in terms of we would still have got the same trophy. At the end of it, the only difference is but. Then it's about the journey, isn't it? It's about the journey. It's about the
With
journey.
something like that, it is. When you get to your destination, the journey can be good.
And so Shane's looking back on that historical journey that led to.
No, I can understand it. It's
a Premier League, and the fact is going through that. I mean, I remember that. I remember that because I was just thinking. It was like every game you play, you're just thinking. Right, the next game, are we going to lose this or what? And I mean,
that's amazing, and it'll probably never be done again.
It won't be
done. How many are we going to score?
That's what makes me
exactly
like
the emotions.
To see with the Invincible, you have
Champions League, Aaron. Come on, man.
You have that Perez goal at Anfield. You have the 0-0 at Old Trafford. You have the Henry hat trick against Liverpool.
Shane, what I'm trying to say is all this history that we all know about Arsenal and the great players that have gone through it, the Bradys, the Bergkamps, the Henrys, the Perez's, the McClintocks, all of these great never won the Champions League.
I get that. But DJ, someone wins that every year.
Yeah, I know it ain't, but it would be special to us, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
It would be, but I just think that when it's all said and done,
lord it over us.
I see with the Champions League thing. I think that once the euphoria faded. A few weeks later, if you were asked then, you'd switch back to Invincible season. I think personally, because you go, okay, we did it, but now we got the Champions League again this season. Someone else is going to win it this season, and then they'll have that feeling. They can't take that from us.
But nothing can take away that Anfield night. You give me Anfield.
I get that.
Anfield.
I think everybody's had a
different angle.
It's different, and I think that's the thing. Those moments,
it's personality as well, though, Norris. Because I really cherished the '93 double in the cups because I was just coming of age, and it was massive to me. You know what I mean?
Shane, can I ask you? Sorry, Aaron.
No, you're good. No, you're cool.
I want to ask Shane a question, and Normsky and you, Aaron, obviously. But I never jumped on the bandwagon of the Wenger hate. No. Get him out. I knew he had his time. I knew the road had ended. I knew he outstayed his welcome. But that guy bought me some of the best football I've ever seen in my whole life. And the players he had in that team and the beautiful football that was played and the way he changed the way football was played.
Yeah,
I just could not. I wasn't one of them in the stadiums that were kind of waving the banners and all of that. I knew he had to go, and I was frustrated that he was that tarnishing his legacy. But I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't one of them.
No.
What was your- because
one
of
of the first
football he
streams.
gave me.
Yeah, one of the first streams I did with Aaron, we got a bit heated in this. Not heated, it was a respectful debate because I was saying, look, I understand, like you, I knew he had to go, but I wanted him to go on his terms. I thought he had earned the right, and I thought that it was despicable to people that booed him and stuff like that. Yep. I thought you can want them out, but don't dare be slagging him and you know what I mean, taking the piss out of him and putting up signs. I know Lee and all were part of that, and I don't agree with it. I just think that there's a way to go about it, and I think we didn't go about it the right way. I just think, and let's get it right. Those last 5 years, we won 3 FA Cups, right? So even when it was so terrible, as people
even
say,
when it was bad, we were still with
there was still Wembley day outs. There was still
which most people would settle for now.
I would. I'd love it. Like
funny,
you said, if Arteta had won 3 FA Cups in the last 5 years, I'd still want them in. Want them in.
And this is what frustrates me, mate, because what we're all screaming for now is trophies. Wenger was still winning trophies even when he had outstayed his
money to spend. With no money to spend. And
not
not only was he losing his best players, DJ, because there was so much money in England, he was having to sell them to his rivals. Right, so I get it. He signed a few bums, the Mustafis of this world. You know what I mean? It was unforgivable. But even with that, when people go on about, you want to go back to getting smashed 4-0 by Liverpool and smashed 6-0 by Chelsea. Yeah, but we also bashed Tottenham for a couple of times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because of the way he played. There was also times when we bashed other teams. Remember, we ripped United apart at the Emirates in the first 18 minutes. Sanchez scored a fucking back heel, and then he ripped another one in. You know what I mean? Like you just wouldn't see that now. You just wouldn't see that now. And you can take all the bad stuff and point to that.
He bought players like Alexis Sanchez to the.
That's what I mean. And Alexis Sanchez wouldn't work under this guy. But this is the thing. I always get, Arteta had to walk into the Kolasinaks and the Mustafis and all these. And I've often say this. Yeah, he walked into Emi Martinez as well, who should still be our keeper. We never should have gone through the whole thing of signing. He walked into Tierney, he walked into Xhaka, he walked into Guendouzi, Ozil, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Saka, Martinelli, Saliba. You know what I mean? 3 of them are still in the team. You know what I mean? And the keeper still should be. So he didn't walk into this mess. And they were all Wenger players, by the way, like, apart from obviously Saliba and Martinelli, which Emery brought in. But regardless of, it's very easy to paint it as bad as it was. And it was bad, but we were winning cups and playing beautiful football. We'd kill for that now. We're not doing either of those things now. We're not playing good football and we're not winning trophies.
No. And my point is the protection this manager's getting, and he's got no credit in the bank whatsoever compared to Wenger, and yet they was all fighting on the terraces. Literally fighting on the terraces.
Yeah. Arteta had credit in the bank in the 2021 season because he'd just won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And towards even the end of it.
Yeah, I understand.
Worst thing that ever
he
happened.
bought himself a little bit of time. Yeah, I totally get it. But these fans have given him credit in the bank for the next 6 seasons.
Oh, now it's the fields, though, Aaron. Now it's the atmosphere and it's the feel good factor, and we're challenging. And
it's everything that goes with it, though. It's all the. As I said, I love you, Arteta, and all this malarkey that's been. Oh no, man, come on.
Well, the new thing that I'm hearing a lot now is, I want them in, no matter till the wheels fall off. A lot of them are saying that now. Till the wheels fall off. My king, I've seen written. My manager, my guy, until the wheels fall off. So
my king, is that a new one?
Yeah. Well, I've heard that a few times. So, until the wheels fall off, my manager is the main one. But it's also
my king.
I had one guy say to me, I'd rather finish 8th with Arteta than 4th with a different manager. That's the mentality now. It's gone so far over.
Listen, guys, people are saying, listen, I think they were interviewing some of the guys outside the stadium some time back, and they were just sort of saying, listen, it's just really, for me, it's not me personally, what these were saying, like going to the stadium just enjoying the day. I just like a good game of football, whether we lose or not. It's just being there in the atmosphere, the experience, the transmission from the players and all of those buzzwords you want to. It's all buzzwords and everything. Yeah. That's what it's come down to. Mediocrity. That's what it's come down to.
I don't even know the way to Wembley. I ain't got a clue where it is.
No. Why bother? Let's go out in the 3rd round. It's easy.
Put Waze on. It's been that long.
Sick of it, man.
Crazy.
Just as well, just fair dues to Suge, yeah. He's actually wrote in something sensible. So big up to Suge for that. Oh wait.
What do you mean? He always writes
spoke too
something
soon.
sensible.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
I don't know.
sensible,
It's
is
Spoke
it?
too soon.
Come
Spoke
on,
too
man.
soon. Sorry, Suge. Spoke too soon. There was me getting carried away, thinking Suge has turned the corner.
No.
Suge
You
was
avoid this
Suging.
one, though.
I'm
You
not
avoid
looking
this
at
one.
that, Suge. I'm not in that bracket, Suge. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, well, listen, I think Suge might. I don't know. Like, Suge had a little pop at Sean there, but usually he's saying respect to a bit of DJ being a bit of Normski.
Nah, just straight
Maybe
for me.
maybe the tide's turning now. Do you know what I
Maybe.
mean?
No,
Maybe
But
the
listen,
tide's
he
turning,
knows how
know?
Suge knows
So,
how overlook. That's why he
Suge
does.
Stooge would be in the mingle on Wednesday. He'd be singing Christmas carols. With you.
DJB.
Yeah, of course.
Don't be worried about
DJB. DJB. I know what Aaron is doing is reverse psychology. Right.
Yeah.
that.
Suge is trying to help me
fucking
out
tell
because he's in every day. He comes in every day and funds the Turkey hair trip for me. You know what I mean? So he wants me to look younger. He wants me to. I'll do a blog and everything, man. When I go over there, I'm going over there. I've been begging with the family group chat every day. You just need to buy me new hair.
He'd be in the mingle on Wednesday singing the carols.
That's right, mate.
Ah, brilliant.
You get Christmas carols, and I get called a colossal. See you next Tuesday. I mean,
Yeah,
what is going
yeah,
on
isn't
in the
it?
world? You swear I'm antagonistic or something. You know what I mean? I don't get it, man.
How the other side live on the vocals of Suge, eh? Do you know what I mean? It's rosy over that side, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, me and Sean just get pelters left, right, and centre. But maybe we will get promoted. Maybe one day we'll get promoted to his good book.
Maybe. I don't know. Look, maybe if West Ham's form picks up, he'll be in a better mood. I don't know. He's still reeling from getting sacked from Forest.
Oh,
big up
just
Suge, man. What a legend.
Just quickly before we wrap up, I was intending on doing this final topic a little bit longer. I'll save it for another time. I'm very conscious of the time. Also, we'll skim over a little bit Tuesday. How do you reckon it's going to go? Because it's a big game. We've got Atletico Madrid, of course.
Yeah.
I'll start with DJB. We've got Atletico, bud. It comes off of previously, of course. I've just sorry, so I've just seen.
You thought you got right,
and it's kind of it kind of thrown me off on my own writing there. I sort of see something come in. I went, oh, for fuck's sake!
Trying to hold a serious conversation here. So we're talking about Atleti now.
Oh, he went for you, Suge. He went for you. No, he went for you.
Turning.
Wednesday night, you know where to go.
No, what I'm saying,
Christmas
Suge,
carols won't be caroling on Wednesday.
Shane messing about, Suge. That's what I meant, not you, bruv. Come on, Shane, man. I'm trying to hold a conversation. Aaron, the host, has asked me a question here.
Yeah, but I didn't want you to unleash hatred on Suge, DJB.
Just because you were 2-0 up and you're 3-2 down in the retro show.
Oh, he knows where to hurt me. He knows how to hurt me. Look at that. I mean, this guy, man. I'd be peeping in on his streams, and he's buttering up the chat so they'll vote for his terrible kits that he picks, man. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you. He's the Marseille president in the 90s, man. He's just bunging all over the place, man. That's what he's doing.
Marseille president of the 90s.
Throwing out bungs all over the place, man. Vote for my shirt. There you go.
Lynch Lynch, I'll send the Lynch. Lynch is my bodyguard, man. He's all right. Anyway, let's get back on track. Athletics.
We digress.
It's his fault. So it's Suge's fault. There's only one man in here, and it's his fault. Absolutely, 100%.
He's coming back at us, Norms, with his cold curry and pineapple. If you watch the mingle, you'll know exactly what we're on about, people. No,
he has inside jokes with them and a tornado of abuse for us.
No.
Yeah, because you'll see you next Tuesday, and I'm a team who fluffle with a water in his neck. That's why. Do you know what I mean? Of course we're not allowed these.
At least he's accurate with your one, man. Mine makes no sense.
Oh, good gosh.
Anyway, Aaron, what was you? Sorry, mate. Sorry. Let's.
I don't
Let's
know.
get
Yeah,
back.
Athletic tomorrow. Athletic
Order.
tomorrow. Athletic tomorrow. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit of a cagey affair. I think. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. It ain't going to be pretty. Athletic will be happy with a draw. I don't think a draw will be too damaging, but you've got to win your home games in the Champions League. You must win your home games. Bearing in mind, we've got Bayern Munich coming up. So it's a must-win for us, but I think Atleti will be happy with a draw. I reckon 1-1. I think it'll be 1-1. I don't think it'll be high scoring. And I think I don't think you're going to see Eze. And I think Marino, Rice and Zubamendi will start. And I think he'll start with Martinelli for his defensive duties. So yeah, that's how I can see it panning out tomorrow, my friend. 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things. Yeah, it's going to be a world double tricky game. Let's get it right. You know, if we could manage to pull out a win, Shane, I reckon. I don't like what I'm about to say, but I think it's also got a bit of fair enough-ish to it. Like if we was to get a win tomorrow, I think you can afford a draw at Bayern at home. You know, you get them 3 points on there, and it not relaxes you because I don't want them to be relaxed against Bayern. I want them to go for a win. Yeah. However, you get the win here on Tuesday night, and it just means that Kane's inevitable goals, you know, might not be the worst sort of thing in the world. You know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't mind a loss, you know, but I'm saying the points on the board. You think you've got Atletico out the way. If you was to draw, or God forbid, the worst case happen against Bayern, you've got pretty winnable games coming up to be able to get you out of that, and you. And so it is important we go for a win and get a win tomorrow night, isn't it, man?
Yeah, if we win tomorrow, even with something close to disaster, I still think we'd get the playoffs. You know what I mean? That's even if you lost 2 or 3 in a row, you could still scrape it. You know what I mean? So a win tomorrow is huge. A loss, it suddenly opens it up. But we won't. I don't think we'll lose. I don't think we'll lose. The thing with Simeone's teams is they're not as, again, it's not like that George Graham team. They're not as defensive as people think. They smashed fucking Madrid for 5 a couple of weeks ago, man.
They're good.
You know what I mean?
Going forward.
So let's get it right. You know, you can't have Alvarez and Sorloth and all these guys in your team and not be able to play attacking football. So, you know, Arteta's going to be dead set on the clean sheet. He's going to be dead set on the clean sheet. If he can keep 3 clean sheets and break records and do all, you know what he's like with this shit. And then he gets bigged up by everybody and he sits there with a smoke smile on his face. So, yeah. But, yeah, exactly. And all the other lads will be in, you know, knobbing him off. But with this guy, I don't think we'll lose. I think it'll either be 1-1 or 1-0 to us, I think. Very rarely it does happen when 2 teams that are so defensive. And again, I'm not saying that they are, I'm saying they are defensive. They're not as defensive as people think. But sometimes when there's 2 teams that sort of drop off, it opens up a load of space in the middle, and it can end up being a mental game where one game scores, the other one's. It won't happen, but it can hapen. But I'd say 1-0 to us or 1-1. I think at a push. But a win would be massive, absolutely massive. It would just settle down the Champions League. Right, but we should be okay here. Not that he'll rotate if we're through or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. But it'd be nice to get it.
Yeah, no, 100%. It just sets that little tone, doesn't it? And Normski as well, man, to round off.
Yeah,
what do you think, my brother?
I think definitely it's going to be a very cagey game. And I was swinging to what Shane is saying, that it'd be a low scoring game. And I had 1-0 in my head. That's what I'm going to go with. A 1-0 up to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 1-0 to the George Graham. Even though it's a myth, but we're going to say anyway. 1-0 to them. But it could end up as a draw as well. And I wouldn't say it's catastrophic, you know, in terms of that, because I think we've got other winnable games. Obviously, if we could beat Bayern at home, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 1-0 to the Arsenal, and I'm going to go with I'm just going to go with our trusted Saka to get it.
Yeah,
you know what, Norms? If we do get a 1-0 win, we'll have the same amount of 1-0 wins as George Graham had in 91 already. So
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. If Shane said it, must be true.
And George Graham did score over 600. Arsenal scored over 650 odd goals, I think, in his managerial career. George Graham. So
born Arsenal.
Yeah, there you go.
No, thanks. You know,
Aaron, are you there tomorrow?
I'm actually not. I said to Taryn earlier I was, but I'd sold it. I can't remember what, but me and my missus had something planned. So
that's right, mate. That's right.
So yeah. So I won't be there tomorrow.
Rightio. No worries,
I shan't be there tomorrow. No. But I will, of course. Next time I am at the Arsenal, you know, I'll pop over as per usual.
My sleeping bag is all ready to go.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, already there. You got the pillar all nicely fluffed up, mate.
Yeah, it's all there, mate. Pillars there, everything. Flask.
Yeah, the stove and all of that at the front. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
Get the bubble on the boil.
Suji's still in the chat. Still got my pineapple pizza ready as well. That's all ready. Ham and pineapple.
My missus
pre-done
all the time.
Yeah, oh, mate. That's no good. Yeah, no good. Sorry, no pineapple for me on the old pizza, mate. I'm sorry, we can't be dealing with that. But that's for another conversation. Listen, I did want to say we are going to raid League Gunner, so we've got to redirect over to there. So make sure you go and support El Capitan as well. Man, thank you very much for, of course, the world-class panelists and myself for being on here, for jumping on the OGs. I very much enjoyed it. And of course, mostly to the world-class chat, the Zinedine Zidane's in the chat, the Thierry Henry's of the chat. Come on, the Alex Ferguson's of the chat, the world-class so-and-so's, every single one of you. Thank you very much to anyone who's donated. Greatly appreciate it, to the mods doing their thing, and to every other person that's wrote a comment in. It's greatly appreciated. I know all of us do. Thank you very much for seeing it. Go over Raid Lee. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday or the 16 minutes of Monday. Enjoy the rest of your 16 minutes of Monday. And we are out of here. Double boom.